Check one.
Check two.
Check one.
Check two.
Check one.
Check two.
Check one.
Check two.
This is a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the Oklahoma Sports Network's consent is prohibited. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be used without express written consent.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Oklahoma Sports Network for some playoff football. It's round 2 for your Del City Eagles as they will be taking on the Lawton MacArthur Highlanders tonight. This is an exciting matchup. We're in Lawton. This is our first time. I've been doing this since 2019, and this is my first time to come to Lawton for a football game against Lawton MacArthur. Both these teams come into this matchup, quite frankly, both very both were favorites coming into the playoffs. Both these teams were two of the teams people predicted to go to the state final. So this is going to be a great matchup between two great football teams tonight. Some Division I talent on both sides of the football. And I just want to welcome you aboard and thank you. We're getting started a little late here. We had some technical difficulties that we have gotten fixed. I'm Colton Fleetwood. Alongside we'll have Gordy Jones tonight. We'll also have Blake Unruh on the producer. And we are excited to be with you. We are on the countdown to kickoff, brought to you by Precision Nutrition of Del City. For all your nutrition needs in one shake or tea, come to Precision Nutrition at 4603 Southeast 29th Street in Del City. You can also order over the phone by giving them a call at 405-672-0999. So, Gordy, I've been watching a lot of film on Lawton MacArthur.
Right.
And we know they're a good football team. The two guys that really stand out to me are Adam Austin and also Joshua Rushing. Both these guys are Division I talents. One of them going to Tulsa, the other one still undecided after decommitting to Arkansas. And what does that present for you? Both those guys are going to be in the back end defensively and playing receiver. But as far as playing defense, how much of an issue will that cause Del City tonight? And does it change their game plan? The way Del City has been playing, they want to throw the ball and attack deep.
Right.
do you change that tonight knowing you got those two guys in the back end?
Well, you really can't. Like you said, you really do have to be aware that these gentlemen will be on the field today, like you said. Austin, of course, is a threat as a defensive back. And, of course, rushing, as well in the defensive backfield as well. But, like you said, Colt, you're just going to have to be aware of these guys. You really can't shy away from their talents. So you're just going to have to execute the plays, the same exact way that you did before. It's one of those things where you have to always know where these guys are on the field. So you might have to, off-balance it just a little bit, and like I said, run some play actions, kind of get these guys off just a little. But like you said before, knowing that these guys are on the field, you have to be aware constantly. And as the game progresses, from the first quarter open to the fourth quarter, these guys are going to get a little bit winded, throughout the game too, because it's going to be a big game. It's going to be a lot of excitement coming out, especially in this first quarter. So I imagine that these guys, will be, a focal point, to these coaches on the football field today.
This is going to be a loud game. You guys are going to hear the Lawton MacArthur crowd as we are sitting right with them. They are right next to us, so they might hear us. If Del City scores a touchdown and it gets quiet over here, we might get some dirty looks. So hopefully nothing more will come of that. Our camera guy's from Lawton, and he said, be careful, guys, down here. So he was kidding, I think.
We're close. We're close, though.
But we are close. So it's going to be noisy once this game gets underway. They're excited here. This Lawton MacArthur team is feeling good about themselves. Gordy, I've watched them play a lot, and the offense that they play is a lot of misdirection, and it's similar to what Pryor ran against Del City. It gave the Eagles a lot of trouble. They will run a pistol look. They'll spread you out. They'll run a lot of play action, bootlegs. And the thing about the pistol that causes the misdirection is you don't know whether or not they're running left and right. Their running back that they like to hand the ball off to is number 28. You'll watch him tonight. Connor Claiborne is his name. And Connor is not just the most physically gifted young man you'll ever see, but he has great vision. He's patient, and he runs extremely hard.
Right. Quick feet to say the least. Only had, like I said, the opportunity to watch, a couple of football games from Lawton Mac. But like you say, number 28, great feet work, standing about 5'8", about 185 maybe. Like I said, the guy is, like I said, low to the ground and powerful. And, of course, this guy has great vision on the ball carries as well. So, like you said, Colt, this guy is really going to be a threat coming out of the backfield. So, Lawton Mac, they really do have a powerful offense. And like you say, with a lot of play action, a lot of misdirection plays, a lot of bootlegs by the quarterback, these guys will be looking to switch it up. So, it's like you said before, similar to Pryor, with the misdirections and with some of the plays that kind of throw the defense off just a little bit off balance. But the guys, they pretty much keep it simple and they are consistent. So it's one of those things that where you do have to keep an eye on all these key role players for this football team.
Absolutely. We are getting ready to looks like do a national anthem here. So we're going to take our first commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to do it quickly. We're going to go through the keys to the game, the starting lineups, and then we're also going to hit the coin toss. So stay with us. You're watching playoff football for the Del City Eagles on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
If you've lived in Oklahoma long enough, you'll know that we get extreme weather. With that extreme weather comes hail damage to your roof and an insurance claim. When that happens, there's not a better company to deal with on your insurance claim than Cantrell Roofing and Construction. Since 1987, Cantrell Roofing and Construction has proven to be the best in the business. And always remember, got hail? Call Cantrell.
Last year, 35% of all auto accident deaths were rollovers. If you've been in a wreck, don't hesitate to call us.
This is why you need our number in your phone. This could be you.
When you call our firm, you're going to get one of us, not some paralegal or office manager.
Most lawyers, they take more money than their clients. Most of the time, a lot more.
We don't, and we guarantee it.
Download our free apps on Apple and Android devices. Plus, find us on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. Search Oklahoma Sports Network and watch from anywhere.
Welcome back to the Oklahoma Sports Network. We are about 11 and a half minutes till kickoff tonight for round 2 of the playoffs between the Eagles and the Highlanders. I'm Colton Fleetwood alongside Gordy Jones. And let's go over our starting lineups tonight. We're going to go over the key starters for Del City. DC Transmission is our sponsor for that. They've been with us all year long, and they are owned by Del City graduate Tom Fisher, who's been serving the community for 48 years. He's located over at 4737 Southeast 29th Street. You can also give him a call at 405-677-7454. And the thing about DC Transmission and Tom Fisher is they are trustworthy. That's the key, trust. Because whenever you're taking your car somewhere other than your house, usually that's your most expensive possession. And you need to make sure that you can find someone you trust. And at DC Transmissions, they're trustworthy. They'll take good care of you if your car were to ever break down. We hope it doesn't. But if there's ever any issues, that's the place to take it. Our key starters tonight for Del City, we're going to skip quarterback tonight because we don't know. We have heard rumblings of things, and we're not going to speculate, not even going to mention anything else about it, but we will not mention that. Starting at running back tonight will be Ricklin Holmes and Caleb Blackwolf. Starting at receiver, we're going to see Josiah Chester out there. You'll see Walter Franklin as well. Caleb Blackwolf has been splitting out to receiver as well and has actually made this Del City offense a little more dangerous when doing so. On the offensive line, you'll see both the Daniels guys down there. Those two guys lead the way. Two seniors, Ariane and Arnico, are both great offensive linemen. They'll be playing both ways. Defensively for Del City, you're going to see Ricklin Holmes and Caleb Blackwolf as well. Nicholas Holmes, who I failed to mention as a receiver, has been making a lot of plays catching the football. He'll be playing corner tonight, and he's going to have his hands full with a couple Division I receivers to be covering in the back end. Caden Johnson at safety, Draquan Wright at linebacker, among others. So those are your key starters tonight for Del City, brought to you by DC Transmission. And Gordy, let's go to keys to the game. Keys to the game tonight are brought to you by Keyline Mag. The stars of tonight's matchup aren't just winning on the field, they're hitting the headlines too. Keyline Mag will be featuring these amazing athletes, and you can check them out at keylinemagonline.com. Subscribe for updates. You can see guys like Caleb Blackwolf, who was our player of the game last week. You can find them at Keyline Mag. Gordy, what are our keys to the game for tonight?
All right, thanks, Colt. I appreciate it. Let's get straight to it. This is a huge playoff game, and I'm ready for it. You know, Del City versus Lawton, Mac, this is huge. We got the whole city of Lawton out here. So the first key that we're going to get to, the team has to win the line of scrimmage, Colt. You know, and this is what we talked about, you know, week in and week out. You know, games like this are often decided in the trenches, you know, and like I said before, each possession matters. So you have to win that line of scrimmage. You have to get a good push on offense. You have to have a gap sound on defense and limit the backfield possessions, you know, and that's just right, you know, as far as penetration goes. You know, you can't let, you know, too many sacks and too many losses in the backfield get away. So like I said before, winning the line of scrimmage, you know, is kind of key to playoff games like this. So like I said before, Del City really has to come out dialed in and, like I said, sticking to it and make sure they are getting a good push, you know, on that offensive line. So that is that first key. The second key to the game is just simply taking care of the football. You know, we can't have any turnovers, can't have any fumbles. You know, if you want to come out a victor in a game like this, turnovers can be a killer, you know, and so can penalties. And that can be the thing, any type of momentum swing in games like this, it will be a thing, you know, that can be detrimental to the win. You know, so you don't want to do anything that can hurt your team, you know, in a situation like this. You have to secure the ball through contact. You have to make smart decisions as a quarterback because, like you said before, we have a are not sure who is going to be starting the football game today. But if I am the quarterback, I do have to make smart decisions. And if I have to throw the ball away if needed, I'm going to have to do that. Like I said, don't take sacks and unnecessary penalties unnecessarily, as I said. So avoid careless pitches, avoid, option plays if unnecessary. Like I said, do anything that you can to make positive plays along this way, and that'll be your second key. The third key to the game, and we're going to kind of keep it simple, we talked earlier about number 3, Adam Austin. When you have a good dynamic offense like Lawton Mac Highlanders do, you really have to keep an eye on, their star players. Of course, we know that Austin is one of these, players. And, of course, we talked about John Rushing as well. So these keys to the game as far as you have to keep an eye on these star players for the Lawton Mac, Highlanders, and you really have to make sure to keep these guys at bay. Main thing that we can do is, like I said, stay engaged on offense and stay engaged on defense, and that will be your 3 Ks to the game to have it come out with a victory for the Dell City Eagles today.
Very good. Thank you, Gordy. Referees are starting to make their way to the field, so we would imagine the coin toss will be coming up soon. I'm going to go ahead and tell you who our coin toss sponsor is, even though we're a little early, just to make sure we cover all of our bases here. We started a little late. Our coin toss sponsor is actually a really cool one, and it's one of my favorites. It's Bucks Flight Academy. It's led by Dell City graduate Kenny Lockhart. For affordable flight training from private pilot through multi-engine rating, check them out on Facebook and Instagram. Book a Discovery flight today by giving them a call at 405-538-1400. It's always been one of those things you think about, like, man, it'd be cool to learn how to fly. Now's your opportunity. If you've ever thought about it, give Bucks Flight Academy a call. Kenny Lockhart's a heck of a good guy, and he's a Dell City graduate, so he would be a good guy to get you set up with. I know John Kilty spoke highly of him as well. Here come the Highlander captains. Eagle captains are not quite on the field yet, but they're making their way out here as well. It's win or go home here tonight. The winner of this game will advance to the semifinals to play the winner of I believe it's Claremore and Bishop McGinnis.
Right.
So I don't know why I said McAllister. McAllister and Coweta, both of them, I think, were eliminated from the playoffs. I'll have to look at that again here in just a second.
Carl Albert has McAllister tonight.
That's right. So Coweta was eliminated.
That's right.
I get those two confused. So MacArthur, Dell City, Claremore, and McGinnis are the only ones left in this side of the bracket. Carl Albert, McAllister, Pryor, and Newcastle on the other side of the bracket. I think the two most anticipated games would probably have to be this one, Dell City and Lawton MacArthur, and then the Pryor and Newcastle game.
Huge.
Those two games, I think, are kind of tosses. I think everyone's pretty much predicting McGinnis and Carl Albert will advance, most likely. I would assume Carl Albert especially. The Claremore-McGinnis game, you never know. Dell City, that's one thing you want to look at whenever the playoffs start and you get to the second round. Mm-hmm. The best way to determine if you're probably going to be really good in the playoffs is by looking how many teams from your district are still alive. Well, Dell City their district still has several teams. You've got obviously Dell City, you got Claremore, and you got Pryor, and Collinsville only lost by 1 point to McAllister.
Yes.
So that shows you that this district was probably pretty strong, and that works in the favor of Dell City as the captains have now made their way to the field, and they're walking to the middle here. The Highlander uniforms tonight will be black with gold numbers. They're really sharp, actually. A little bit of green trim on those uniforms as well.
Oh, yeah.
Dell City looking sharp tonight. They're wearing their black pants, white jerseys with the black letters black letters and red trim, black helmets with red trim as well, the DC logo on the sides. We'll wait and see what the white hat determines here. It is a full house on the home side. Dell City folks still making their way into their seats. The long drive down to Lawton. Gordy, if you win this toss, what are you doing?
I think I'm going to go ahead and put the ball in my hands. Big games, you kind of want to get the ball started off, where you have your offense kind of clicking. You kind of really want to get out and see what you guys have against the defense, especially when you're going against a strong opponent on defense. You really want to see if you can try to get a push and really trying to establish some type of, flow when you're going into a game like this, whether it be the run or whether the pass. You really want to see, what do we have here and what can we put out here that might work, And so, like I said before, as I kind of watching to see who's going to receive the ball, it's like Dell City is a little bit happy.
Well, Dell City actually, I think, deferred. So they want to start. They will start by kicking the football off tonight. And it is. It's every coach has their own preference on that. Sometimes it switches game to game.
I like to go defense first. Being honest, especially if I'm, kind of playing against a different opponent, really even in video games, I kind of like to go defense first. That way I kind of get a good look on what their offense might come out with, because a lot of times some of these teams will have an offensive game plan that's already kind of mapped out for that first drive, so sometimes I kind of want to go on defense just to see what they might come out with and try to attack me with.
Right.
That way I can kind of be mentally prepared, and especially if I have an offense that's kind of waiting in the wings, you kind of, like I said, let the defense come out, do their thing, be able to try to get a stop, and then put the offense on the field. That way there's a little bit more momentum going that way.
Del City will be kicking from left to right on your screen, so they'll be kicking it into the south. Lawton MacArthur receiving the football to start the ball game tonight. Our first quarter tonight is sponsored by Hotella Construction, and we want to remind you that they want to remind you, that you are the coach and your house is the team. It's time for you to call a timeout and make adjustments. Your roof provides protection like an offensive line. Your gutters clean up like a good secondary, and your siding, your siding should be like a stadium packed with spectators, like it is tonight on the home side here for Lawton, full of pride and excitement. Whatever your repair or renovation needs, Hotella Construction is locally owned and only a call away. 405-812-4236. It's Hotella Construction.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Hill.
Everyone here can listen in to this home crowd.
I like it. Playoff football, got crowd involvement.
One of the things that stuck out to me, Gordy, about the Highlanders, too, was their size. They're a big team, as here come the Eagles making their way to the field. I'm getting goosebumps, Gordy. I'm excited about this one. Del City doing some backflips out of there.
You and me both, Cole. You and me both. These are games that you get up for, especially, this is what Friday Night Lights are all about. The atmosphere, both teams, both highly touted, just stacked with talent across the board. Like I said, these are games that you just can't wait for.
Without a doubt. Both these teams had nice, reminds you of WWE a little bit, coming out with the big eagle and then their Highlander tent coming out of the stage. That's there.
Awesome.
Really good stuff. So, folks, this opening kickoff tonight is going to be brought to you by our friends over at the Del City Chamber of Commerce. The Del City Chamber of Commerce is the trusted resource for advocacy, education, and engagement to help you improve your business. If you're a business owner, you need to get with the Del City Chamber of Commerce. That's where it's at. Rickland Holmes, I would imagine, will be the one to kick things off for Del City. He's done it most of the year, and that is going to be the case. Rickland Holmes, the future New Mexico Lobo, will be kicking off from left to right on your screen.
Kicking off, Rickland Holmes, the second.
Back to receive for Lawton is going to be their big-time playmaker, and you got to be careful on this kickoff. It's going to be Quentin Mask. He is a pretty good playmaker as well. He wears number 1. They've got 3 receivers that they like to get the football to, and he's one of them. Here we go. Playoff round 2. It's a line drive kick that's going to be over the head of the Highlanders. This ball might stay in play. This could be dangerous to start the game. It's going to be returnable inside the 1. He's going to take a knee at the 1-yard line.
Ooh, woo. One of the best kicks we've seen all year, Colt. Number 28, Connor Claiborne, just really couldn't do anything. The ball got a little bit over his head, so he just didn't have any choice but to try to pick it up right on the 1-yard line. And by the time he picked that ball up, Del City's kickoff team was just swarming. Just nowhere to go. So great kick by Rickland Holmes. Great way to start out for the Del City defense.
Maybe the worst possible start you could ask for almost if you're the Highlanders. But here comes their offense. Out of the pistol formation, Claiborne in the backfield behind quarterback Avion Lachlan. Lachlan takes the snap, goes up the middle. Pretty good pickup. Looks like about 4 yards. Mind you, we are on the complete opposite end of that side of the field, so it's going to be a little challenging for us to tell you exactly how far they're getting. We're going to do our best. I know it's hard for you to see as well from your angle. Hurry up offense, another handoff. Running left this time, another pickup of about 2. It'll be 3rd down right off the bat. This is a big 3rd down for Lawton MacArthur, Gordon.
Nice little carry by Claiborne on that one. But Lawton Mac is really doing everything that they can to try to inch their way out of this, red zone. And like I said, just trying to give them some breathing room.
Claiborne again up the middle. He's close to the 1st down marker. I don't know that he got it.
Really close. Maybe.
Nope, they got it.
Oh, they got it. They got it. So, yeah, Lawton Mack able to make their way out of that, hard position. I mean, that's just, like you say, almost the worst possible start that you could wish for, but doing a really good job of getting a push and getting that first down.
This is going to be a pass all day to throw. Over the middle, it's a man open. It's caught. Perfect throw to the 40-yard line. That's going to be Josh Rising, a perfect throw from Avon Lachlan.
Oh, man. We talked about it before. Number 2, this is a gentleman that you're really going to have to watch out for. Being a secondary, we talked about it. When you're running these zones, you really got to keep a close eye on number 2.
Can't hardly breathe. They get to the line of scrimmage in a hurry. Another handoff up the middle to Claiborne. Claiborne picks up about 3. It'll be 2nd and 7 as he gets to the 43-yard line.
Good stop by the defensive line from there. Good job on the linebackers, kind of getting in, like I said, getting that middle stuffed. Good job by Rickland Holmes. Good job by Nicholas Holmes as well.
Del City was late to get to the line of scrimmage. This is going to be a bubble route out to the outside. Man-to-man. Caden Johnson couldn't make the tackle. He was beat. It's going to be a first down as the Highlanders will cross midfield. They got that ball out to Josh Rising again. He is the Tulsa commit.
First down, Highlanders.
Again, can't hardly take a breath. Hurry up offense. Del City wasn't ready. Hand off to the right. They still did a pretty good job of recovering and only allowing a gain of 3. 2nd and 7 again.
Lawton Mack, the Highlanders deciding to go along with this hurry-up offense, trying to keep the Del City defense just a little bit off balance, doing a really good job of keeping this push going.
Lachlan off play action, looking to pass. This time feeling some pressure. He's going to tuck it in and run to the near side, and he's going to be cut off. Maybe a pickup of 2. A nice play by the sophomore who's been making more and more plays. It's Jamari Johnson.
Good job, Johnson, coming down on that one. Quarterback just know where to go with that one. I said Lachlan, like I said, good carry, able to get him some positive yards on that one. Just know where to go on that bootleg.
3rd and 5, handoff, Claiborne. Claiborne takes his time, a patient run as he is fighting, and I think he got the first down. The second effort and second surge got him there. He's a 15-yard rusher for a reason. Again, not real gifted athletically, but he is an incredibly hard runner and a smart football player.
Just showing great patience on that carry, Coach. Like I said, hiding behind that offensive line, able to get him some room.
Claiborne again takes the carry. He's the workhorse back. Takes this ball down to the 33-yard line. Another good pickup. That's going to be a gain of 5.
Slow and steady, slow and steady. That's what it's going to take for success for Lawton Mack. And you can see, like we said before, sometimes you come out with these scripted plays, except just to see what will work. Doing a really good job of keeping this defense off balance.
Play action. It's man-to-man coverage on the near side. Caught again by rushing. He's still moving as Nicholas Holmes was in coverage. A dig route to the near side for a first down again. The Highlanders putting together an amazing drive to start this ball game.
Already 3 catches for number 2. The 4th pass that's actually went to him, so he's actually doing a lot of damage just in this first drive.
Another handoff. Changing direction and brought down from behind by Rickland Holmes. It's a pickup of 3 again. Makes it 2nd and 7. Gordy, the thing that makes it difficult for Del City is they're not stopping the run, so you can't put help for your corners.
Exactly.
They have to be on islands. Have
to be. You can get burned if you don't.
Lachlan to the right. Good run. Has another first down into the red zone to the 14-yard line, and MacArthur just moving the sticks at ease right now.
Del City's really going to have to do what they can to try to close some of these gaps, Colt. They really, giving up a lot of space when they're barely getting set before the team is hiking the ball. So they really just kind of said, got to really adjust. Maybe kind of go to this 5-man front, but like you said, you really can't leave these D-backs, by themselves, too much. You got to continue to go with the zone to try to contain number 2.
MacArthur finally subs, so Del City's able to do so. Rickland Holmes made that last tackle, only a gain of 2. Best play they've made in a while defensively. Handoff again up the middle. That one's untouched into the end zone. Touchdown, Lawton MacArthur. It's Princeton Salazar, a freshman, in for the score. A 99-yard drive, Gordy.
99 yards all the way down. Just a tough drive by the Highlanders. Just highly impressed with the offset plays, keeping the Del City defense off balance, able to drive the ball all the way down the field, and for the freshmen to go ahead and run it all in. Like we said before, Del City's not really doing a good job of stopping the run with this 4-man front, so they decided to load the box and go with all 6 on their front. Able to blitz in, but they ran right past the running back. The running back was able to just run right past that blitz and get in for the score.
Miguel Martinez on for the extra point try. Snap down, hold down, kick up. Kick is good. He's a good kicker. 7-0 our score. 8:04 left to go in the first quarter. MacArthur goes 99 yards on their opening possession. We'll be right back on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Last year, 35% of all auto accident deaths were rollovers.
This is why you need our number in your phone.
This could be you!
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Welcome back to the Oklahoma Sports Network. Gordy, you looked at me right there at the break, and you said Del City just got punched in the mouth. How will they respond?
They have to respond, Colt. By the way, like we said before, when you're playing against a team like this, you have to know that they're going to come out with everything that they can as far as especially giving them the ball first. You're giving them everything they need as far as the fuel that they need to go ahead and continue to push the ball down the field. Lawton Mack has probably had this same formula throughout each game that they played in. So Dale City has to be aware that a lot of these plays that they're running, they probably ran these plays 100 times. They look like a very well-oiled machine, and Dale City's going to have to do everything that they can to kind of close some of those gaps up. If they decide to go with the blitz, they really have to be disciplined in watching who the ball carrier is. If they have to watch for the pass, they really have to be disciplined in watching who these receivers, and especially, like I said, we've seen number 2 catch the ball about 4 times now. So they already know who the star players are. They're not really running anything like out of the ordinary, anything dynamic. They really just got to buckle down and play really sound defense.
Del City cut a break on the kickoff there. Jamari Johnson saved him. Davion Simmons, the quarterback for Del City tonight, hands off to Ricklin Holmes, and a flag immediately comes out. That's going to be a hold on Del City on the very first play of the game on a gain of 1. That flag came out really quickly, Gordy, but there was guys in the backfield very quickly as well. That snap just kind of floated into the backfield to Davion Simmons, and that's exactly what it is. It's a hold. So it'll be 1st and 20 for Del City. Boy, Del City has not come ready so far. Let's hope that they can get things going. I think that kickoff was a prime example. Nobody wanted to go and catch the football.
True.
And, very fortunate for Del City that Jamari Johnson was able to field it off the bounce cleanly. That rarely happens. Johnson with a heads-up play. He's made 2 of the better plays tonight so far.
Definitely. Who wants it, Colt? That's really what I want to see. I want to see who really wants this game. And Del City is fully equipped. We know what they're capable of doing. They just really have to get dialed in.
Simmons to pass. Has some time, looking, throws a deep pass over the middle. It's tipped. And is it intercepted? No. It will fall incomplete. Del City catches a big break there as that ball was thrown into coverage, was looking for Nicholas Holmes. And Del City catches a break. It'll be 2nd and 20.
Huge break by the defensive back. Unfortunately for Del City, that was, said, they almost gave that one away in the position that they're in. This will be the, just the inopportune time to throw an interception, especially on this second drive. Simmons, I know he doesn't have a whole lot of experience, but really he's going to have to do all that he can to make sure and be consistent and keep the ball, out of the other team's hands. This is just one of those things that he just has to get dialed in.
Simmons takes the snap, juggles it, he's going to be sacked. Even had he not juggled it, he was not going to have time to make a decision. He had Highlanders in his face immediately, and this is where the Highlanders have struggled, actually, is defensively. They're really good in the back end, but they really struggle getting pressure on quarterbacks, and they struggle to stop the run.
Right.
So far, that's not the case tonight.
Not the case. Good sack by Pena on that one, like you said. Normally, Lawton Mack hasn't had had a lot of success being able to penetrate some of these offensive line and come out with a lot of sacks. I think Lawton Mack right now, having this home field advantage, are just so fired up right now. They just kind of got Del City on their heels a little bit.
Man-to-man coverage, throws it up to Chester. Chester was being grabbed all the way up the field, and no flag.
A lot of contact there, probably just an uncatchable ball. Perhaps if Simmons would have just held that ball just a little bit longer and put it more in the vicinity of the receiver, he might have been able to come up maybe with a holding penalty, but the fact that it was just so far overhead and so far out of reach, no flag on the field.
Del City's going to go 3 and out to start this game. The clock just went out. That's why we're getting an official's timeout. So we'll have to wait and see if we can get the clock back up and running. And, boy, this game is not started out well for the Eagles in any way, shape, or form.
Clearly, Del City, they didn't really come out with the same momentum and the same drive or push that Lawton Mack has. Like I said, sometimes winning full games is all about, football games is all about that mentality. If you don't come out with that mentality and you have that mindset, what you're going to come with, like I said, you're going to get beat from the jump. And like I said before, we kind of seen the body language, during that first kickoff. Dale City wasn't really coming with the same, precision and the same, drive that they usually have. They're just really going to have to get back down to themselves. Lawton Mack has got a huge ton of momentum right now, and especially getting that last stop. I mean, they just have so much going for them on the defensive end.
And Dale City better be ready on this punt because Josh Rising is a dangerous punt returner. One of the few teams Dale City's played this year that has a dangerous punt returner. Just as we were just ready to get going again, the scoreboard went back out. This is the first home game at the Hill here for Lawton MacArthur. This is the first time hosting a playoff game here. Most of their games have always been played at Cameron University. And so there was a lot of excitement about playing here. It's a more intimate experience for the home side. And, scoreboard issues happening early. That's frustration for everybody involved. Gordy, it's just it seems odd to me that there's just something not clicking with Dale City these last few weeks. Early in the season against, some of the teams they played, Midwest City, the first time they played Booker T, it just seemed that the cylinders were clicking. And now
it just seems like you said these last few games just not really getting off to a good start. Either it's been the inconsistencies, with the penalties, or it's been the inconsistencies with the play calling like we've talked about before. Just getting on the same page has kind of been a thing, an ongoing thing for Dale City, unfortunately. Maybe, like we said before, we weren't really sure who was going to start this game at quarterback. Not having the leader, Insincere Overton starting. You have Davion Simmons starting today, which is just a change of pace. Sometimes it kind of changes the mindset of the team. They might come out just like a little bit, weary, just a little bit uneasy. I think maybe when they get settled in just a little bit more, they can kind of, get back to normal and some type of normalcy. But like I said before, sometimes when you don't have that leader or that team leader, that's somebody that you're kind of used to seeing on that ball field, it kind of changes the state of mind and the mentality of the rest of the players. So hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully Dale City can relax and get dialed in. We know what type of talent that they have, and we talk about that all week. And Lawton Mack, like I said, they are highly touted and a highly talented team. They're just not really, like I said, they came out, and you could tell they came out with that mentality that they weren't going to get beat today. And I said Dale City has to come with that same momentum and that same drive. Intensity is what we need, intensity.
So the clock is not working. I think there's around 7 minutes left to go, and so your guess will be as good as mine on time. I heard the PA announcer said they have another clock that they're going to have to get set up. I'm not sure what that means. So Rickland Holmes will be punting it off here. He's going to kick this one away, and the return man is going to be Josh Rising. Dale City already trailing at 7-0 here in the first quarter. A 99-yard touchdown drive to start the game for the Highlanders, as we're going to get another stoppage of play. I'm saying rushing. It's rushing. Gotcha. I was saying the name wrong, folks. I was just told by our spotter. I was saying Josh Rising, and the reason I'm saying that is I have a friend named Josh Rising. If he's listening, he's like, what are you doing?
It's a cool name.
This punt will bounce. It'll be fielded by Rushing, and Rushing puts on a good move as he gets north and south past the 40 to the 45-yard line. So there you go. Good field position for MacArthur now, as Josh Rushing will he's been the key so far. I was going to say. Made some plays.
Right. We've seen this gentleman on defense, make a good stop, at the safety position. Of course, we've seen him on that first drive. He was pretty much the focal point of almost every play. But number two is obviously going to be a problem. Like I said, doing everything, almost like our, everything, Mr. Everything, Rickland Holmes. He does a little bit of this and a little bit of that. But we already kind of get a good eye on who the key players to the Lawton Mack team as far as offense and defense are. Dale City, like we said before, they're just really going to have to try to do everything that they can to get dialed in and just get back to normal and run the defense like they've ran before.
Lachlan takes the snap. He's going to run it up the middle. Dale City does a great job defensively that time. There's maybe a gain of a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9 coming up. Good job by the front men there to make that play.
You can tell a lot that the Lawton Mack, they're really doing a good job of trying to use Dale City's defensive sets against them, by keeping them off balance. If they decide to go with the 3-man set, they decide to go ahead and run on the outside. If they go with the 4-man set. These guys are running straight up the middle, just using the gaps, as much as they can to keep continuing with the same push.
Connor Claiborne again. Boy, I thought it was stuffed, and he winds up getting close to a first down. Going to be 3rd and 2.
Just a tough run by Claiborne on that one.
He's going to get another opportunity at it. Got the first down, or did he? No, he did not. They're going to mark him a yard short. So decision time for MacArthur. I'd imagine the way they've ran the football so far, they would probably go ahead and go for it. If Del City's able to get this stop, that'd be a good shift in momentum, something they desperately need.
Del City going with the 3-man set on this front line.
Good push and a first down to the 35-yard line. Del City is moving forward now with a 3-man front instead of a 4-man front defensively. They're having their linebackers crash in to try to help stop the run.
Right. Doing everything they can, like you said, to try to crash that middle and stop any momentum from being got. But the number 21 ball carry freshman Salazar, just really a hard runner. Good carry by the quarterback here.
Lachlan close to the first down, going to be just short inside the 30 to the 27-yard line. Not a lot of life going on for the Eagles right now. Something needs to change quickly or they're going to wind up in a 2-score hole early in the first quarter. Lachlan on play action, looking. He's going to go to rushing. Rushing, throws through the hands, and picked off by Nicholas Holmes. Flag down. Nicholas Holmes is running. We'll have to see if this is offensive or defensive pass interference. For now, it's an interception by Nicholas Holmes as he dives forward to the 13. Let's check the flag. This could go either way, offensive or defensive pass interference. No signal yet. This is a huge call early in the ball game. Long discussion here from the near line judge and the white hat.
Seemed like we had a little bit of hand wrestling for both the receiver and the cornerback, but I'm not really sure if he's going to call who the aggressor might be on that one. A little bit of face guarding, but I really didn't see a whole bunch of contact on that one.
Well, it had to have been a hold prior to the ball going in the air because both guys were going for the football. In fact, Nicholas Holmes let the ball go through his hands initially.
Right.
And then it was off a deflection, 2 deflections that the ball was picked off. So let's check the flag here as the white hat has still not made a signal. Now we've got a personal foul face mask on MacArthur. That'll be declined. Del City football. Nicholas Holmes with a huge play.
Huge play.
Man, that was huge, Gordy.
Ooh. I mean, right through the hands in the beginning of Nicholas Holmes, able to get right to rushing. Rushing bounces off his chest, bounces right back to Nicholas Holmes. Like I said, you really can't ask for a better play or a better turnover than that, but perfect timing, and that's exactly what Del City needs at a time like this.
Oh, man, huge play. Del City looked like they were really in trouble, and it's Nicholas Holmes with another clutch play. He's been known for that this season. He's made a couple of them. The game-saving play against Collinsville early in the season, the first district game of the year.
Right.
Made that interception, which put the Eagles in field goal range to win it. So the Del City offense going to get another crack at it here to try and move the football. They went 3 and out on their last drive after a holding call and a sack.
Just great play and just great awareness by Nicholas Holmes as we've seen throughout the season.
Now, on a face mask on a turnover, since it's a personal foul, I thought that you could go ahead and assess the penalty to the end of the run. I guess that's not the case. I was thinking that maybe what was the discussion was, but that's not the case. So Del City will get it at the 13. I'll have to check my rule book later on that. Quincy Hill in motion. Hand off to Black Wolf. Black Wolf with some room. He's close to the first down marker. Might be just a yard short, and that's what you need to do. You need to get Black Wolf going.
Great lead play on that one by Black Wolf. Like you said, just get the ball in this young man's hand and try to let him get going. Best thing he can do is try to gain some momentum, try to get some of this confidence back, but putting the ball in the hands of the perfect man right there with Caleb Blackwolf. So great carry.
Josiah Chester, the receiver nearest to your screen. Simmons claps his hand, takes the snap, hands it to Blackwolf. Blackwolf trying to get to the side, and I can't tell if he got the first down or not. It's really close. They're going to give him a first down.
Oh, good job. Good carry by Blackwolf on that one. Wasn't really sure if he was able to reach that first down marker on that one. Offensive line is getting a really good push, as we can see, for Del City, and that's just something that we kind of rarely get to see. But like I said, able to get that first down nonetheless. But if Del City can keep up this same momentum after that interception by Holmes, they might have something going, but they really have to get a good drive going on this one.
30 seconds on the play clock. Got a clock going again. It's 3:50 left to go in quarter number 1. 7-0 MacArthur. Del City after the big interception. Hands it off to Black Wolf again. 3 plays in a row. Black Wolf with a good carry. Needs a block. Gets it. Past the 40, 45, 50, and knocked out of bounds in Highlander territory at the 45-yard line. Caleb Black Wolf giving the Eagles another first down.
Man. Like we talk about, just get the ball in this young man's hands. Caleb Black Wolf single-handedly putting the team on his back right now, able to get some positive yards. Not exactly sure how many yards that carry was, but able to flip the side of the field and get Del City in prime position to tie this football game up.
Well, if you're Del City, I'll be honest with you, Gordy, I would get Caleb Black Wolf about 20 carries. I would throw the ball to him about 5 times.
Right.
I would give him every opportunity he can.
It's do or die, Colt. This is, like you say, you don't want this to be your last time out, so you got to do everything you can to win this fall.
Simmons going to pass, pressure coming, throws it up in the air, looking for Walter Franklin, and it almost ends up being intercepted. It falls incomplete. Darion Mosley reached out and tried to pick it off, couldn't do so.
Number 11, Sean Hughes, just putting a lot of pressure on Simmons. Simmons trying to let that ball go just a little tad early. I know he probably would have wanted to hold that just a little bit longer, give his receiver just a little bit better of a chance. It could be very dangerous when you're letting that ball go in the air. Could have been a possible interception, so Simmons really is going to have to be careful with throws like that. But I respect and I like a lot what the coaches are trying to do by getting that ball deep. You do have a talented group of receivers, so you really got to try everything that you can to put the ball in these men's hands.
2nd and 10. Del City, after running the football successfully, going to start dishing it out. They're going to get this to Black Wolf, though, on a screen. Black Wolf gets upfield, north and south, has the first down, 30. 25 being chased, cuts back upfield inside the 20-15. 10, stays on his feet. Touchdown, Del City. It's Caleb Black Wolf again, picking up where he left off last week. Puts Del City on the board.
Touchdown, Eagles.
What can you say about this young man that we haven't already said, Colt? Great job. Great carry by Caleb Black Wolf, breaking tackles, making his way, and even better job by the offense giving him blocks to even reach this promised land. But like I said before, you put the ball in this young man's hands, like you said, let's give this man the ball 20 times if we have to. Let him do everything we can to try to win this football game. It's like I said, one of my favorite players to watch, one of the Del City Eagles fans' favorite players to watch, and I'm sure great job by Caleb Black Wolf and great job by the Del City offense.
Oh, Castaneda's kick goes through. Boy, I thought it was going to be blocked. I think it might have went through the hands of the guys going to block it. 7-7 our score. 3:24 left to go on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Stay with us.
If you've lived in Oklahoma long enough, you'll know that we get extreme weather. With that extreme weather comes hail damage to your roof and an insurance claim. When that happens, there's not a better company to deal with on your insurance claim than Cantrell Roofing and Construction. Since 1987, Cantrell Roofing and Construction has proven to be the best in the business. And always remember, got hail? Call Cantrell.
Welcome back to the Oklahoma Sports Network. Del City Chamber of Commerce kickoff coming up from Rickland Homes as Caleb Black Wolf with the answer. It was a touchdown pass from Davion Simmons for 40 yards, and Del City ties it up 7-7. After this kick, we'll give you a recap sponsor off of that touchdown. Rickland Homes will kick it deep. This one will be returnable. It's going to be caught backpedaling. And a return up to about the 25 to the 30-yard line. The return was by Quentin Mask. And so that scoring recap sponsor is from our Madison's Country Cooking. And the key word this week is going to be free Thanksgiving dinner. Nice. Free Thanksgiving dinner code word. That will get you 10% off all purchases. Located at 4747 Southeast 29th Street. Remember, folks, this is big. This is the week. It's Thanksgiving week. They give a free Thanksgiving meal from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. over at Madison's Country Cooking. Gordy, 3:17 left to go. We're tied at 7. Del City looked lifeless, and now here we go. They're ready now.
I'm ready.
They do a good job stopping this run to start the drive, only a pickup of 2. And that will be big here for Del City, because if Del City's able to keep the run game limited, that forces MacArthur to start putting the ball in the air.
Definitely. We've seen what these guys were able to come out with. Speaking of the Highlanders, these first couple of drives, and they do a really good job of keeping these guys off balance.
Well, as I say, that run right up the middle, untouched, close to the sticks. It's a first down. Jamari Johnson had to make that tackle. It was a touchdown saving tackle, perhaps.
Nice run again by Claiborne, able to get that first down for the Highlanders.
Going to be a pass. That's a misdirection pass. Rolling right, throws to the sticks. It is caught for another Highlander first down. You'll have to forgive me, I didn't catch the number. Who caught that? Gordy, was it 3?
Good stop by Johnson. That was number 3 on the other side.
Handoff again to Claiborne. Claiborne tries to squeak through, and he was wrapped up and tackled. Still a pickup of 5. That's too much on first down. This was Del City's Achilles heel against Pryor. His first down plays, they could not limit them, and it puts MacArthur into an area where they can call whatever they want. Del City rushing guys onto the field, and this is going to be a quarterback keep by Laughlin to the right side. Laughlin has the first down, tripped up from behind. Another first down for the Highlanders inside the 40 to the 39.
Lawton Mack is doing a really good job, Colt. Every time Del City is like kind of procrastinating to get back to the defensive line and get set, they're really catching them off guard. Every time they barely get that ball, their hands on the ground, Lawton Mack is ready to hike that football.
This handoff up the middle again, another big gain. That one, I think, was by the young man who scored the touchdown.
Oh, yeah. Number 21, our freshman,
right?
Princeton Salazar. Oh, yes. This is a man-child, if you will. I mean, just a big back. You know, every time this guy carries the ball, as we can see here, a possible chance at breaking for a touchdown.
Salazar goes into the end zone. Poor effort in the back end to try to make that tackle. Puts MacArthur back up on top just like that. Just running the ball right at the Eagles with 1:34 to go. I didn't have that on my bingo card, Gordy. I thought Del City would contest the run a little bit better, and if that's the way this game's going to continue to go, it's going to be a really long night.
Right. Well, most of the defense is about effort, Colt. I mean, you really got to go out there, and you really got to want it. I know these guys are kind of a little bit, caught off guard and a little bit off balance. We got a lot of, subs in on both sides of the ball, as far as Lawton Mack and Del City, able to get these subs in. And then you have two different running backs, with Lawton Mack. But Del City's really just going to have to get dialed in and have that effort to, like I said, want to stop the ball. You really just can't get out there and just get set and hope somebody else does it. You really got to get down and get set and prepare for what you're about to face.
Extra point is good. It's 14-7 with 1:34 in quarter number 1. Del City trailing the Highlanders. We'll be right back after a quick break on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Have you ever seen an insurance commercial and asked yourself, are they really telling me the truth? Well, guess what? They're not.
Somebody runs a red light, and you think all of a sudden their insurance company's going to be all neighborly about it? Insurance companies aren't in the business of saving you money. They're in the business of keeping your money.
So remember, save our number in your phone so when tragedy strikes, call Rob and Will.
Download our free apps on Apple and Android devices. Plus, find us on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. Search Oklahoma Sports Network and watch from anywhere.
We're back on the Oklahoma Sports Network here. Del City has to be ready. Lawton MacArthur kicks these short pooch kicks, and their kicker is really good at it. It's Miguel Martinez, and you got to be ready for him. Del City was not last time. Caught a break. Same exact kick, and Del City again having miscommunication, but it's the same guy, Jamari Johnson, who steps up there and catches it. Boy, two Eagles were calling fair catch. Tavion Robinson was the other one. I thought there was going to be disaster.
Lucky they were definitely a little bit more prepared for that last one. It's like you say, the first one, they just weren't ready at all. That could have been a close one.
So Del City's offense, after scoring on their last possession, thanks to Caleb Blackwolf and his magic. Let's see if they can score again. This could be a game of who can score the most. Well, it's always that. That was a Les Miles thing I just said unintentionally. But this is a game it's going to be most likely an offensive showing. Del City's going to have to score. Handoff Blackwolf again. Blackwolf with a couple good moves. Good gain as he gets free to the 40. Up to the 50. Squeaks free to the 45 to Highlander territory. Caleb Blackwolf, a man possessed right now.
Almost a full gain, about almost 20 yards there by Blackwolf on the carry. Doing a good job, especially, hitting that outside corner, able to kind of move his way through some of those tacklers. Just not a lot of wrapping up, but Caleb Blackwolf, such a hard, tough runner, just really hard to bring him down. Good job by Del City, giving them good blocks to, move these guys across, the half-field line.
if you're Del City, you might look at some play action. I think that's the one way you can get somebody sprung open in the back end. Simmons going to just drop straight back and pass, looking for Chester. His first catch of the night. Very short gain, maybe a pickup of 3 as he got it up to the 42-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Nice little pitch and catch. Kind of the first time we've actually seen Simmons able to get his feet set and get a good throw out. That's what you really got to do in a situation like this. Give this young man something simple, simplify it for him. That way he's able to kind of get more comfortable in the pocket, get a better relationship with some of these receivers because they're going to need him throughout this game.
Screens are going to be open because of how far off MacArthur's playing. This is going to be a keep by Simmons. Simmons running left. A good keep. Good spin move, but fumbles the football. Ball's out, and I think MacArthur's on it. MacArthur has the football at the 45-yard line. Simmons made the right decision to keep it and made a nice spin move. But when he made the spin move, he lost the football.
Man, it was just a great carry in the beginning before that spin move. Like you say, one of those things you just really have to do everything you can to kind of take care of the ball in a situation like this, like we talked about, in the keys to the game. But it's just unfortunate. It's like I said before, you really want to try to protect the ball as much as possible. As some of these things are kind of out of your hands. It was a good run in the beginning by Simmons, really good read on that option. But, like I said, unfortunately, the turnover happened. So Del City's really going to have to get a stop here if they want to try to save this ball game.
20 seconds to go in the first quarter. Del City down 14-7 and just coughed it up and gave the ball right back to MacArthur's hot offense right now. Both teams with a turnover apiece in the first. MacArthur having trouble figuring out that actually could have been an illegal substitution. 7 seconds on the play clock. Man in motion from left to right in the slot. Going to be a handoff to Claiborne. Del City, great job defensively that time. Only a gain of 1. That might be the last play of the quarter. It'll be 2nd and 9. MacArthur hustling to the line of scrimmage. 15 seconds to go. Let's see if they run another play. They will. Another run to Claiborne. Claiborne, not much going. Good job defensively by the Eagles again. That will be the last play of the quarter, and it's going to be 3rd and long, I believe, for the first time tonight for MacArthur's offense whenever we come back for the second quarter. An exciting first quarter, mostly dominated by Lawton MacArthur, but Caleb Blackwolf keeping the Eagles in it. We'll be right back for quarter number 2. It's the second round of the playoffs on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
At Tommy's Express Car Wash, we know how to love your ride. Try the Works Wash with our signature 14-step cleaning process, engineered to shine and shield your car from the elements. From breaking down dirt and bugs with our Detox Pre-Wash to restoring your vehicle's finish with our ceramic body wax. Give your car the best with our Top Wash. Then complete the clean with free vacuums and mat washers. Download our app and get your first 30 days of the works for free. Tommy's Express. Love your ride.
Welcome back to the Oklahoma Sports Network. Quarter number 2 just about underway, or just about to get underway. 14-7 our score. The Highlanders on top of the Eagles right now. Highlanders have the football, 3rd and 8. So this is a big play for the Del City defense. They need to get off the field. And the thing is, you really need to try your best to not let them pick up a lot of yards. If it's like close to a first down, MacArthur's going to go for it. And the way MacArthur's ran it on short yard situations, the 3 times they've done it, they have had a lot of success.
Definitely. I'll really keep an eye on number 2 on this play. Just really having a lot of success at getting him the ball, on down and distance plays. But, of course, you have to keep a good eye on number 3 as well. We have really good receivers on this outside.
Lachlan to pass, feeling pressure from Lakeland Holmes. He escapes it, throws it deep down the field, man-to-man coverage. Ball's incomplete, no flags. Much to the hatred of this crowd here on the home side, it could have gone either way. There could have easily been a flag thrown. The only reason I say that is because there was hand fighting, and I didn't feel like the defender for Del City had his head turned to locate the football. So I think they may have had a case, but hey, it's playoff football. Sometimes you just want to let things go.
You're right. You're 100% right, Colt. Crowd knows what they see. We saw the same play. Both receivers, were as far as the receiver and the defensive back, trying to go for the ball equally. And like you say, get a little bit of entanglement there as well. But good job and good coverage by Caleb Blackwolf as well, trying to stop that receiver. But we knew these guys would be trying to go to the air on that third down distance. So like I say, great job by the Del City defensive back to be able to stop that one, because that was a really tough drive anyway. And it was one of the stops that they really had to make.
That punt will be down inside the Eagle 15-yard line with 11:43 left to go in the second quarter. Gives me a moment to talk about our second quarter sponsor tonight. Our second quarter sponsor is Whataburger. Whataburger off Midwest City, off of 15th Street. They welcome you to come by after the game for a free medium fry with any purchase. Just say you're with Del City High School and that the Eagle or the Oklahoma Sports Network sent you. Only good on game day, only at the 15th Street location, even though we're in Lawton. Folks, if you're watching from home after the game, you're hungry, you'll get you a Coke and a burger and you'll get a free fry. Or just get a Coke, you'll get a free fry. Check them out. It's Midwest City's Whataburger off 15th Street. Eagle offense going to try to tie things up here with 11:43 to go in the second quarter. And Del City has to spare their first timeout. Coach Jones looking around like there was some confusion. So Del City takes a timeout. We'll take a timeout as well. We'll be right back with you here in just a moment on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Last year, 35% of all auto accident deaths were rollovers.
This is how you need our number in your phone. This could be you.
Celebrating 10 years. We are the Oklahoma Sports Network. Download our free apps on Apple and Android devices. Plus, find us on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. Search Oklahoma Sports Network and watch from anywhere.
Welcome back to the Oklahoma Sports Network. Colton Fleetwood and Gordy Jones, Blake Unruh producing for us tonight. Del City's offense back out on the field, their first time out. Just taken. They come out of it. Ricklin Holmes in the backfield with Davion Simmons. They've got a receiver to each side. Blackwolf on the near side of your screen. Chester to the far side. Referee gives the signal. We're ready to go. Blackwolf in motion from left to right. Simmons going to drop back to pass. Has time this time. Looking deep. Has Blackwolf open. Ball's underthrown, but caught by Blackwolf. Of course it is. Blackwolf with the catch. First down to the 34-yard line. And my goodness, if you're a Division I school right now, Gordy, you've got to be thinking, okay, I think we're going to go ahead and if there was anything up in the air, the decision has been made. Blackwolf needs offers.
Put number 5 on your list, please. I mean, he should be across the board on every recruiter's list. I mean, like I said before, we said it so many times. One of our favorite players to watch here at Del City, and this guy just really does everything that he can. He plays every play hard, and that's on offense and defense. But I said, we talked about Simmons before, and good job of Simmons getting them feet set, and getting that ball out to Blackwolf as well. It's just going to really take some really sound decision-making by this quarterback to get Del City a win.
Simmons dropped back to pass. Only 2 receivers were downfield, and both guys were double covered. And so Simmons made the right decision to not throw the football. Almost made you think there might have been some kind of confusion on the play. Takes the sack. Going to be a huge loss.
Just a tough loss on that one, Colt. That's just after making such a positive play and yardage like that, you really want to be able to kind of keep those yards that you were able to gain. Just 2 steps forward and then 2 steps back. And it's just unfortunate for the Del City offense. Hopefully they can do anything that they can to move close to this first down marker with these 2 downs.
Del City, I like this. Going out of the pistol with Blackwolf in the backfield. Would love to see more of this moving forward. Simmons claps his hands, takes the snap, hands to Blackwolf. Blackwolf running left. Now he tries to cut back right, maybe picks up a couple. The Highlanders do a good job defensively. It's going to be 3rd and long for the Eagles. And now, you have to be aggressive, but you also got to be careful as well. You don't want to give the Highlanders good field position off a turnover.
Right. On that play, I'm not really sure if that play was designed to go to the right on that one. It looks like once he had that handoff, Blackwolf kind of curled it and went to the left. Had he kind of taken that first initial run, he might have had a little bit more success on that right side. I think the play was actually designed to kind of go that way and kind of use that sideline to his advantage, but I think he may have seen a hole open a little bit more quickly. Unfortunately, it closed a little bit more quickly.
9:40 to go in the second quarter. Del City going to run a tight quads formation to the near side. We're going to get a flag out for a delay of game on Del City. Took forever for them to line up on that play. I was
just too much time. In a situation like this, you got to be decisive. You really just can't put your team in position where they're failed, and like I said before, that's kind of a coaching thing. The coaches really got to stay on top of this, as far as how much time they have to get these play calls in. And like I said, some of these plays should already be kind of forecasted and thought about before this team even hits the field.
They're going to line up in the same formation, quads to the near side. Walter Franklin, Nicholas Holmes, Caleb Blackwolf, and Rickland Holmes in the near side. Going to be a screen underneath to Josiah Chester. Lots of room for Chester. Chester's got the first down to the 40, 45, 40, 35, being chased down, tries to cut back up to the 31-yard line. Josiah Chester, that is a big-time play call by the Dale City coaching staff.
What a great play call, of course. Like you said, great call on the screenplay, able to get the ball to one of their best receivers, Josiah Chester, and able to make his way all the way down to the 30-yard line. I mean, just a great carry.
One of the better calls we've seen all year. Big credit to the Dale City coaches. Now they've got things rolling.
Perfect timing.
Now you'd like to see a little tempo. Dale City going to try that now. 9 minutes to go in the quarter. Blackwolf in the backfield takes the direct snap. Blackwolf going to run left, looking for a couple blockers, being patient as there was a lot of Highlanders in his face. Picks up a gain of 1.
Not a lot doing on that one, but like you say, Caleb Blackwolf able to be a lot more patient, than he has been in the past. And like I said, able to kind of get that ball across the line of scrimmage for the 1. Dale City just doesn't really want to take any losses on this one. Like I said, they got to do everything that they can to make sure that every play is a positive one.
2nd and 9 for Dale City. 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far side. Rickland Holmes in the backfield with Simmons. Simmons back to pass, feeling pressure, and he escapes it somehow. Now he's rolling right, got a man wide open. It's Rickland Holmes. He gets it to him. Rickland Holmes inside the 20, 15. Cuts back. Now he's going to lower the shoulder to the 5. Not going to be tackled. Rickland Holmes, a manly touchdown for Dale City. Oh, baby. What an answer.
What an answer, to say the least, Colt. Good job by Simmons, able to stay on his feet, breaking outside of something. He almost was tackled in the backfield, almost for a loss, but able to kind of break free, get that ball out quickly to find one of his best players on the ball field, Rickland Holmes. And Rickland Holmes able to do his thing like he normally does, breaking tackles, rumbling and bumbling all the way down to the touchdown. Dale City will tie this football game up.
Oh, flag comes down as the extra point was good. The flag came in from the umpire.
I don't want to speak too soon on the tie, but
a lot of times when the umpire throws the flag, it's either two things. Either A, somebody moved for the offense, or B, it's somebody clapped their hands to delay a game for the defense, or somebody may have jumped over the center. Those are the 3 things it could be, and I think the way Dale City's acting, it was a hold. Interesting. On MacArthur. Okay.
And the kick is good.
Kick is good. 14-14. Folks, we're going to actually keep it here because we were a little late getting to that break, so we won't go anywhere. 8:13 left to go in the second quarter. We're tied at 14. Are you having fun watching this football game?
I'm telling you, Colt. I mean, great job by Dale City on this last one. I mean, we knew this was something that it was really going to come down to each possession. Like we said, it might be a high-scoring affair. We don't know what it's going to be like this second half. But we know that Dale City has to continue to try to keep up with Lawton Mack and their momentum. Now Dale City has gained the momentum on this one, and great job by them by keeping those heads up, staying engaged in the game, not giving up on themselves, able to push themselves. And I'm really impressed with Davion Simmons on that one. After having a fumble like that in the game, you can really let yourself down, and you can kind of get in your own head. But Davion Simmons came out this next drive, came out here, like I said, very stoic, very, like I said, responsible with the ball, able to kind of move and help his team move the ball down the field. I said, great job by Blackwolf, great job by Josiah Chester, great job by Rickland Holmes as well. Everybody had a piece in this drive. So, like I said, really impressed with Dale City on keeping their heads up and be able to kind of continue to keep the momentum in this game.
Could not agree more with your comment about Davion Sims. That is spot on. After a fumble, young man has not played a ton of football this season. He's played off and on. And for him to have a big answer like that was huge. That's a Dale City Chamber of Commerce kickoff by Rickland Holmes. And the Eagles cover him with a huge hit by Nicholas Holmes.
Woo! Quentin Mask just not really ready for the thunder that was coming his way on that one. Kind of caught him off guard. Quentin Mask is fast, but Caleb Blackwolf showed that he's even faster.
So the Eagle defense, who really struggled early in this ball game, has perhaps maybe found a little bit of a footing. We'll see. And they're able to get a stop here. It really puts a lot of pressure on MacArthur for the first time tonight.
Sometimes, when you get hit in the mouth, it wakes you up a little bit. And hopefully that's the case, for Dale City. It's just all about confidence and effort.
All right, Lachlan looking to the sideline, claps his hands, takes the snap. He's going to go play action. He's going to throw it to the near side to Adam Austin. Austin makes the catch for a minimal gain. It was a good tackle and open space by, is that Walter Franklin? No, it's Josiah Chester. Good tackle by Chester. They actually ended up giving him a gain of 3. Boy, I don't agree with that.
Right.
I thought it was only a gain of 1. They gave him his forward progress. 2nd and 7. Hand off to Claiborne. Claiborne running right, has a first down, keeps running. Black Wolf puts an end to it, but it's enough for the first down to the 30-yard line.
Another good carry by Claiborne on that one, but just a little bit of an over pursuit by the defensive line of Dale City, kind of running right past him. And like I said before, Claiborne is a really good patient runner, so he's kind of waiting on his blocks to kind of engage, when they have this, push. But almost able to get, break to the line, but Dale City able to stop him from using that long run.
Dale City running a 4-3 defense. This is going to be an option play to the right side. Black Wolf again makes the play. Short gain, maybe, again, they're going to give him about 3 yards, that extra yard at the end. It's hard to see from our angle to the opposite side of the field where he actually steps out of bounds, so I'm not disagreeing, but it's 2nd and 7. Just didn't look like he got that far. Lachlan again takes the snap, hands it to his tailback. Yet again, good run up past the 40 to the 41. It'll be 3rd down. And, Claiborne is such an impressive player, and he is the kind of guy. I mean, look at him. He is a small guy. Right. I mean, he's not big. He's running off the field right now. But, man, he plays hard. 3rd down here for the Highlanders. Big play. Dale City going to try to clog the middle, and they overran it, as this is going to be another big play from Princeton Salazar. He's got 2 touchdowns on the night, make it 3, as MacArthur answers again. Princeton Salazar, the unlikely hero to start this game for Lawton MacArthur. He was the last guy I had on my sheet, and he has scored all 3 touchdowns tonight.
He's just a man-child, and we talked about this before. Number 21, I'm not sure if he's a freshman or not, but that's what we have here on our sheet. But he looks like a senior. He's a big-sized guy, and he has a lot of speed on him. Unfortunately, like we talked about before, Dale City on the defensive line is just over-pursuing just a little bit. They're not really keeping good eyes on this guy. What they really got to do is get a spy on number 21. Every time he comes in the ball game, you kind of already know what he's, a potential of doing. And, of course, like I said before, we have number 28 as well in Claiborne. These guys are, like I said, a thunder and lightning combination, if you will. But Dale City has to do everything that they can to keep a spy on these guys to keep them from breaking these long runs.
Extra point up and good by Martinez. 21-14, the Highlanders retake the lead with 6:50 left to go in the second quarter. We'll be right back on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed, because your success is our success.
Download our free apps on Apple and Android devices. Plus, find us on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. Search Oklahoma Sports Network and watch from anywhere.
Welcome back to the Oklahoma Sports Network. 21-14, Lawton MacArthur on top of Dell City. High-scoring affair so far. 6:50 left to go in the second quarter. MacArthur going to be kicking off from left to right. Folks, I know that there is 2 broadcasts tonight. Our Oklahoma Sports Network team covers, and they do a great job covering Lawton MacArthur, as well as we cover Dell City. And a lot of you are you have friends out there that are watching the Lawton MacArthur broadcast. It's on Facebook and maybe on YouTube. Text your friends, let them know that they can find the Dell City broadcast if they choose to do so, just to let them know. This is going to be a fair catch called for, much better that time, much cleaner. Tavion Robinson does a good job of fielding that. Dell City will have the ball at their own 30-yard line to start this drive.
Well, now Dell City, the ball is in their hands and in their possession. They're just going to have to do everything that they have to do to try to get a score out of this one, Cole. Not a lot of time left on the clock, but just enough, to make take the ball down the field and do what they have done before.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a scrappy game for Dell City. Much like the prior game, it's going to come down to which defense can make a stop.
Right.
Simmons out of the gun, trips to the far side. Walter Franklin down here on the near side of your screen. Black Wolf out of the behind Simmons in the pistol, gives it to Black Wolf. Black Wolf follows his blockers with a patient run up to the 36-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 on first down. Good run.
Nice read option again, ran by Simmons and Caleb Black Wolf on that one. But like I said, both teams doing a really good job with this read option. Doing a really good job of keeping both defenses off balance just a little bit. Lawton Mac doing a really good job of keying in on their guys coming up the middle. But like I said, Dale City's having a really lot of success moving the ball, so hopefully they can continue on with the same.
Simmons going to hand it off to Black Wolf again. This time, Black Wolf is stuffed for no gain. Looked like that time it was Eagles Maseet on the tackle. He's one of their better players defensively. He's a low-to-the-ground linebacker. I mean, he just looks like a pit bull, doesn't he?
Definitely. It's like Dale City may have taken a page out of Lawton Mac's offensive playbook just a little bit, deciding to go with the no huddle, continue on with the read option back-to-back plays.
Dale City with a 3rd and 3. They ended up giving Black Wolf a gain of 2 on that play. Again, the angle we have, it's hard to tell.
Right.
So 3rd and 3 for the Eagles. Black Wolf in the backfield with Simmons. 2 receivers to the far side. Simmons claps his hands, takes the snap, back to pass, throws over the middle. It is off the hands of Quincy Hill, his first target tonight, and that'll go down as a drop. Would have been a tough catch, but that's still one in a playoff game we got to have. 4th and 3 for Dale City.
Simmons has to be really careful on those throws. When you kind of read and you kind of looking eye to eye with some of these receivers, giving so much time for the defensive backs to respond and cut those routes off. Luckily, it wasn't an interception, but Simmons has to really do a good job of kind of throwing these, throwing these defensive backs off with his reads. Kind of gets, like I said, just play like a little bit of tricks, with them, so they just don't have such a good eye on him. They've kind of been keying in on some of these passes.
This might be a fake. Let's see. If it is, MacArthur's ready for it. Let's hope it's not if you're a Dell City fan. It's not. Good. MacArthur's definitely ready for it, as that punt will bounce in front of the return man, which is good. It'll bounce to the 29-yard line, and that's where MacArthur will take it. Are you surprised at all, Gordy, that Dell City decided to punt there, the way this game is going offensively?
Right. A little bit. Like we talked about before, you kind of want to keep that momentum going. Unfortunately, I said they just weren't able to kind of get past that initial, drive. They were able to get the first couple of plays, they were able to get some positive yards. So I was, kind of certain if they would have got that completion on that last one, they would have been able to keep that one going. Just unfortunately, like I said, I think coach is getting a little bit scared, being on that side of the field, didn't want to take too many chances. But, like you said, Colt, in that situation, I kind of wanted to give my chance a little bit more of a, my team a little bit more of a chance by trying to go after that first down because they were pretty close.
Lachlan and Claiborne in the backfield for MacArthur. Play action, looking to pass. Going to be a dig route here on the near side to Rushing. Rushing makes the catch, puts on a couple moves. Past the 40 to the 43-yard line. First down, MacArthur.
Great job by the quarterback, able to get that ball out quick, and good job by Rushing, to able to get back on that hitch route. Like I said, nothing really spectacular, nothing, extravagant, just a simple 10-yard hitch route, but able to create enough space to, get that completion.
Quick to the line of scrimmage again is MacArthur. This handoff going to Claiborne. Claiborne's got a lot of room, trying to outrun Black Wolf to the 30, tries to stop and cut back. Black Wolf does make the tackle inside the 30 to the 27-yard line, and just like that, MacArthur driving down the field.
Such a patient run by number 28 once again. Like you said before, not the biggest guy on the field, but such great feet work and just quick,
Dell City going to have an illegal substitution.
Trying to rush a man off the field.
I'm a little bit surprised that Dell City didn't try to take a timeout to avoid that penalty.
Right.
But I'm almost wondering if they think, we'll give up that 5 yards because we need our 2 timeouts for the offense to try to get an answer here. 4:46 to go in the second quarter. Dell City is not trailed by 2 scores yet tonight. They've been close. This is the first time MacArthur's threatened that. Been impressive to watch MacArthur's offensive line work. They've done a great job tonight. Have to give a lot of credit to them. They are, unfortunately, blowing the Eagles off the ball.
Right. When you go with so much no huddle, you kind of expect these guys to tire out, but they've just done a really good job of protecting their quarterback, making sure their running backs have plenty of space to run, and like I said, keeping the Dell City defense on their heels.
Since it was 1st and 5, that pickup of only 1 makes it 2nd and 4 for the Highlanders. Rickland Holmes made the tackle. Again, the defensive line clogged the initial hole. It's the vision from Claiborne. I mean, he sees the second hole and sidesteps into it. Rickland Holmes luckily was waiting for him there. Otherwise, again, that would have been a big play.
Right. Claiborne is just doing a really good job of following his blocks. Like you say, he's able to kind of hide behind them and use – oh, no.
Play action wide open over the middle for a Highlander touchdown. Gunnar Tate scores that time, and it's a two-possession game with 4:07 left to go in quarter number 2. Good play call. Del City's having to try to sell out to stop the run because they just haven't been able to do so.
Right. Just sold out to the tight end, unfortunately. I was able to see Tate kind of come into this ball game, and normally when you see a tight end come in, there might be some type of special play call for him, able to get it to him on the dump play. It just must be something they kind of seen on film that just was wide open because, like you say, so much pursuit, even over pursuit on some of these runs, they're kind of leaving the middle of the field just wide open.
Martinez, the extra point, up and good. 28-14 our score. Del City's got some work to do. Trailing by 2 scores with 4:07 left to go. We'll be right back on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
If you've lived in Oklahoma long enough, you'll know that we get extreme weather. With that extreme weather comes hail damage to your roof and an insurance claim. When that happens, there's not a better company to deal with on your insurance claim than Cantrell Roofing and Construction. Since 1987, Cantrell Roofing and Construction has proven to be the best in the business. And always remember, got hail? Call Cantrell.
Download our free apps on Apple and Android devices. Plus, find us on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. Search Oklahoma Sports Network and watch from anywhere.
Back live on the Oklahoma Sports Network. This is going to be a line drive kick, this time fielded by Robinson. Robinson does a good job fielding it. Now puts on a couple moves, hits the sideline to the 40. The sophomore gets back upfield, and he was hit late. No call. I thought there was going to be a late hit called for sure. There was not one. The referees have made it clear they're going to let him play tonight. No complaints from me there. But a good return by the sophomore, Tavion Robinson, as he crosses midfield and gives right at midfield to the 50, gives Del City good starting field position.
Good job. Good job by Tavion Robinson on that one.
Robinson is a guy, he won player of the game earlier on in the year. He had a big game against Tulsa Memorial, and he's somebody I'm a little surprised hasn't gotten the ball a little bit more.
Right. He's so, they have so much depth. It's one of those things, trying to maneuver and make his way to the football field.
Simmons with a screen to Blackwolf. Good call. Good block out there by Nicholas Holmes as Blackwolf is loose to the 30, to the 25. A big gain by Del City, and Caleb Blackwolf putting on a clinic for the Del City offense tonight. That was a good throw and catch. Davion Simmons threw it perfectly out in front of him to let him get a head of steam. Nicely done.
Nicely done, of course. We've seen it time in and time out. Caleb Blackwolf, doing everything he can to make positive yards every time he touches the ball. A little bobble on that catch right there, but like I said, able to kind of get the control of it and get his way to the first down.
Blackwolf takes the direct snap out of a Wildcat. He's loose to the left side, has a blocker, cuts back up the middle. Del City answers quickly. Caleb Blackwolf, touchdown Eagles.
Perfect timing.
Touchdown Eagles.
That's what they need, Colt. That's exactly what they're going to need. Stay in this ball game. Take advantage of scoring opportunities. Do everything that you can to keep that score close.
I have been doing this with Del City now, going on my 7th season, and I don't know that there's been a player that I've enjoyed watching as much as Caleb Blackwolf, and I'm just so thankful that we get another year of it because he is so much fun to watch.
Definitely. I feel like I said.
That extra point somehow made it through. Oh, Del City gonna break. 28-21, 3:45 in the second quarter, and we'll keep it here. I need to tell you about our scoring recap. Another Caleb Blackwolf touchdown on a Wildcat touchdown for Caleb. Brought to you by Madison's Country Cooking. The key word this week is free Thanksgiving dinner, and that will get you 10% off all purchases. Located at 4747 Southeast 29th Street. Remember that Remember that Madison's Country Cooking also offers a Mediterranean menu, including gyros and kebabs. And my son and I went there a couple weeks ago, really enjoyed it. We had a waitress named Victoria who took good care of us. She was very nice. And so they treat you really good over there at Madison's Country Cooking. Go check them out. Also, they have breakfast all day, and they offer that free Thanksgiving meal on Thanksgiving from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. That's obviously coming up this week. So you want to be ready for a free Thanksgiving meal over at Madison's Country Cooking. Del City going to be kicking off from right to left. A Del City Chamber of Commerce kickoff. The Del City Chamber of Commerce is where the trusted resource for advocacy, education, and engagement to help you improve your business is. Well, Del City, they have not tried an onside kick this season, Gordy. This might be an opportunity to try one.
Let's see. I see Holmes.
Don't think that's what they're
Just
doing.
a little bit drawn back. Let's see what he decides to go.
Nope.
Keeping it low.
A high kick that's going to bounce. Nobody catches it, and it will be finally fielded and taken out of bounds quickly.
Good job.
That's the second time tonight that there's been actually the third time. Both teams have had some issues with it. That time, Darion Mosley made a good play.
Good kick by keeping it in bounds by Rickland Holmes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man.
Kind of a different form of an onside kick, I guess, if you will.
With so much time, about 3 minutes and 45 seconds left in the first half in the second quarter. But this is the perfect time. If Del City can get a stop and kind of change the momentum going into halftime, this will be perfect for them. But what they really got to have to do is kind of stay engaged. We know Lawton Mack is going to try to use all these weapons that they have to score.
So far, MacArthur has not had to throw the ball, but they're going to throw it here. Austin out there in space, makes the catch, absolutely chunked a defender to the ground. He was there to make the tackle. Going to be a first down. It was the sophomore Jamari Johnson who couldn't make the tackle. He was thrown down pretty aggressively.
Pretty aggressive. One thing I tell my son all the time, Colt, I don't ever want to see you tackling up high. Yeah. You know, when you're going against a big receiver like this, you got to keep it low. You got to get this man in the legs. Make sure you do everything to stop it.
Ball's loose. Fumble. Rickland Holmes picks it up. He's running. Yes. Rickland Holmes. Touchdown, Del City. The White Hat let the play go, but now a line judge is saying he was down. But the White Hat was looking right at it, Gordy. And the White Hat was letting it go.
I was surprised myself. I thought they had called the play down because just the stoppage in general, but I never seen anybody just call the play over with.
I never heard a whistle, but it is really loud over here.
Big break for Lawton Mack on that one.
That's a pickup of 2, I guess. It'll be 2nd and 8, no touchdown. Oh, goodness.
Yeah, that would have been perfect.
Del City had one.
That would have been perfect.
Claiborne again. This time Del City's ready and waiting for him. On the tackle, it's Damu Oko.
Good stop by Oko on that one.
Sticks him. So it'll be 3rd and long, 3rd and 7 for MacArthur. Big play. I don't know if he was down or not, Gordy. I have no clue. Yeah. I'm not arguing the call. The White Hat just was letting it go, so I assumed that must have been the case.
Ball had to have been up for grabs on that one.
Yeah, the White Hat followed the ball all the way to the end zone, which tells you he thought that the ball was live. So the ball's at the 40. MacArthur needs to get the ball to the 47-yard line. Going to be a shuffle pass to the inside. Del City was ready for it. Caleb Blackwolf and Damu Oko again ready for it. So it's going to be 4th down. No gain on the play. The Eagle defense with a huge stop.
Try to use this misdirection offset handoff to Tate on that one, but Del City just nothing doing, not giving up any space, and that's what it's going to take in a ball game like this. Can't really give up any space to some of these running backs like they have, on some of these last drives, but you just got to stay engaged and know where that ball is.
I am a big fan of MacArthur's offensive play calling. I told you that before the game on the drive up here, Gordy, but sometimes you get a little too cute, and that one might have been a little bit too cute.
Yeah, I think you're 100% right, Colt.
This punt takes forever to get off. Del City did not challenge it. This is a high kick, goes over the head, and will be fielded at the 20. Boy, MacArthur probably not happy that ball was fielded so quickly. That ball might have bounced inside the 20 to the 10. So Del City will get it at their own 20-yard line. With 2:27 left to go in the half, Del City has 2 timeouts to work with, trailing by 7.
This is exactly where they want to be at, though. If I'm a football coach, I'm kind of chomping at the bit. I have plenty of time left on the clock. What I really got to do is make sure that to equip my players with the correct plays and have a sure play call when you're giving these plays to Simmons, because Simmons is really in control of the offense right now, so you really got to do everything you can to simplify the game for this young man and where he's able to drive the ball and use his weapons.
Del City running trips to the near side. Simmons with Rickland Holmes in the backfield. It's a pump fake. Simmons now looking. He's going to go down for a sack. And there's a flag down. This could be a face mask. Let's see. I thought I saw a player get grabbed around the face mask. It could be that or it could be a hold. Let's see. The white hat threw the flag. Dell City believes it's against MacArthur. If it is, that's a big call. Personal foul, face mask on Lawton MacArthur. How about that? Dell City dodges a bullet off that sack. They're going to get a free 15-yard penalty out of it. Move the sticks.
Big break on that one. And I really hope that Simmons learned a little bit from that play. I think he held the ball just a little bit too long. He had a couple of open receivers. If he would have kind of just get that ball off a little bit more quicker, he could have put Rickland Holmes in position. Rickland Holmes was wide open on that one. So I said, Simmons just got to keep those feet just a little bit more steady and find those open receivers and get that ball out.
Yep. Good eye there, Gordy. Handoff. Nope, it's going to be Simmons keeping it. Boy, he held that ball for a long time and kept it up to the 46-yard line. It's another, is it? Yes, it's another Dell City first down. Again, the angle that we're at, hard to tell, but Dell City moves the sticks. 2 minutes on the clock exactly in the half. Dell City trying to even things up before we go to break.
Another good run by Simmons on that one. Just a little shaken up on that tackle. Able to kind of get up and move his way to the sideline.
Oh, that's not good. Hopefully just got the air knocked out of him.
Yeah.
So Dell City going to run a Wildcat here with 1:40. This is the situation of the game where you need to throw the ball. So hopefully Simmons is good. Black Wolf takes the snap. Going to run left. Dodges one tackler, stays on his feet. Good block from Walter Franklin here on the near side. I think it's another Eagle first down, out of bounds at the 42. Stops the clock, moves the sticks.
Like you said, good job. I'm impressed with that block by Walter Franklin. Able to put his hands on, get his hands on that man's chest, and especially get him off and not hold. Giving Caleb Blackwolf, supreme running, able to get that Dell City first down.
1:33 to go. Dell City still has 2 timeouts to work with. Clock is stopped because Blackwolf went out of bounds. Simmons back in the game at quarterback. Rickland Holmes in the backfield with him. Trips to the far side for Dell City. One receiver down here to the near side. Simmons claps his hands, takes the snap, back to pass. Pass rush coming, avoids it, keeps his eyes downfield. Simmons going to throw it out deep. It's intercepted. No, dropped. Right into the hands of the defender. It almost seemed like he couldn't believe the ball was coming right to him that quickly. Darion Mosley with the drop.
Man.
Dell City, boy, they're catching some breaks that they didn't catch against Pryor in the district championship game.
Luckily for Simmons, that ball was dropped by that defensive back. But like we talked about before, good job of getting his eyes and head downfield. Just really can't keep his eyes on those receivers too long because he's given a lot for these defensive backs to read these pass plays.
So with 1:26 left to go, it's 2nd and 10 for Dell City. Davion Simmons going to go out of the shotgun. Trips to the far side, 2 receivers to the near side. Simmons takes the snap, back to pass. Immediately feeling pressure, steps up, somehow stays free, just chunks it downfield again. Threw that into triple coverage, and a late hit. Simmons was hit late. Flag comes flying in. Simmons is shaken up again. Did you see the hit, Gordy? I just saw him go flying. I didn't actually see the hit, but he was rocked.
Didn't see the hit on that one. Able just kind of keeping my eyes downfield a little bit. So they'll get a rough in the passer on that one. So, good break for them.
It was certainly late. And the reason I know it was late, Gordy, is because I was following the ball, and the ball hit the ground, and I looked back, and that's when Simmons was hit. So that's how you know.
Definitely.
It was way late.
Simmons, we kind of talked about this, previously, during the keys to the game, and that was one of my points. And you kind of want to throw the ball away in a situation like that, Colt. I mean, I know it's kind of difficult for such a young quarterback to be able to make some of those moves and some of those passes, but Simmons is really just going to have to do all he can to just not throw into coverage and put his team in a dangerous situation.
I think the Eagles have to try to run the ball here. They will. Gives it to Blackwolf running right. Blackwolf tripped up as he goes forward to the 26-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 2. Now the clock becomes a little bit of a factor at 1:08. Still have your 2 timeouts. You're not really in a huge hurry because you don't want to give this football back to Lawton MacArthur.
Right.
Now, remember, folks, Dell City does start with the football in the second half. So worst case scenario, you're down 1 score, but you'd really like to try to tie this game up going into the locker room. That could change the whole football game if you're able to score here going into half. 45 seconds left to go. Dell City taking a lot of time to get this play in. Takes the snap. Simmons back to pass. This time has time. Sets his feet, throws the ball high in the air, and it's way out of bounds, and a flag comes flying in from behind the play. Chester was being grabbed all the way. The question will be, was that ball catchable? And I don't know if it was. But if it's holding, it's the right call. Let's see. Wait for the white hat. It's going to be pass interference on the defense. The MacArthur fan base not happy about it. Again, there was a lot of contact, but I don't know that ball was catchable. In fact, it was not.
Not a catchable ball at all. But big break for Dale City.
How many?
Call able to go their way.
I don't remember the last time I've said that.
Right.
Gordy,
we don't get a lot of those.
A big call went Dale City's way.
We don't get a lot of those.
35 seconds to go in the half. Going to go out of this Wildcat formation. Boy, Dale City with some big-time blocks. Big move by Blackwell, but there's a lot of MacArthur guys out there as this ball goes inside the 10 to the 9, and Coach Jones racing to call a timeout. There should be 27 seconds left to go on the clock. It runs down to 24. We'll see if they add more time to it.
Good job on number 5, though, making a few guys miss on that one. He could have probably been tackled in the backfield for a short loss, but Caleb Blackwell was able to make something out of nothing, get some positive yards. Dale City kind of inching their way just a little bit closer in the red zone.
Now if you're Dale City with one timeout left to go, if you get tackled in bounds, you have to call the timeout immediately.
Definitely.
But I think every pass from here on out, you would like to try to come close to the end zone if you can. Now that being said, if you can get the ball down to Rickland Holmes or Caleb Blackwell on a check down, that could be the play that you go to, still having that one timeout.
That's what it's going to take. I mean, Davion Simmons, we've seen him have a lot of good, passes on these screen plays, on these quick reads, to the outside. If he can kind of get the ball out quickly and get the ball, to some of these receivers, we can get some positive yards. But we have so much speed with the Dale City offense, it wouldn't be, a bad thing to kind of try some of these crossing routes, trying to catch some of these linebackers, moving in motion, and that way you can kind of catch some of these guys in a little bit more space to give them a little bit more time to run into the end zone.
Trips to the near side, 2 receivers to the far side. Simmons in the backfield by himself. 2nd and 7. Rickland Holmes goes in motion. Simmons to pass. Simmons throws over the middle. It's Nicholas Holmes into the end zone. Touchdown, Eagles.
Well, we called it right across the middle. Good slant pass and great pass by Simmons. Even better reception by number 7. But, gosh, Dale City doing a really good job that drive of just keeping themselves calm, getting the ball down the field, not getting overwhelmed, getting the ball into the end zone to tie this ball game up. Great drive.
Good play call from the coaching staff again, and great composure leading that drive by Davion Simmons. So impressed with Simmons tonight. Extra point up. It's good. We're tied at 28 apiece. 20 seconds left to go in the half. As long as nothing crazy happens, you'd hope that'd be the score going into the locker room. Dale City starts with the football in the second half. Gordy, this has been
got a scoring game right here.
Yes, we do. This has been a kind of game that you love to see in the second round of the playoffs. This one's tight. These last couple years being with Dale City, we have not seen a lot of these. It's either been Dale City has just demolished everyone they've played, and then that's it, or no close games. So we're having some fun here.
And that's it, especially like we kind of talked about it earlier. When you have two teams, of such high-powered offenses, on both sides of the ball, it's kind of really unexpected, especially when you kind of come out like, a lot of Mac did, and kind of catch Dale City off guard. It's just one of those things that when you're unprepared, it's kind of like, getting back and like kind of settling in and letting the dust settle just a little bit and getting a little bit more comfortable. And you can see now that Dale City has gotten a lot more comfortable on this ball field. Same thing with Lawton Mack, and they've kind of gotten used to each other, or who the opponent is. So this second half I'm really looking forward to as well. But like I said, great job by Dale City staying engaged in this ball game and being able to keep up with such a high-powered offense by Lawton Mack.
This ball was kicked deep and then handed backwards. This is going to be a good return up to the 40-yard line. It was caught, if I'm not mistaken, by number 12 for MacArthur, which is Mosley, and he handed it back to Quentin Mask. It's a risky play. It works in the favor of the Highlanders as they get it to the 40. 14 seconds left to go. Now, here if you're MacArthur, I don't know how aggressive you want to be, but I do think you want to at least try to run the ball up the middle because you've been successful doing that.
Right.
The other thing to think about is now MacArthur does have a pretty good kicker in Miguel Martinez, so they might be trying to see if they can't get a ball up to the 30 or 25 and get an opportunity, but that's a long way to go. Dale City playing about 10 yards off, 4 guys deep. Does appear like they're going to try to bring some pressure to make sure Lockwood can't just sit back there and run it. Now this is where it's dangerous. They're going to get this to their dangerous one of their dangerous receivers. They're going to get that over to Rushing. Rushing gets the first down into Eagle territory to the 40, they'll call it the 46. 7 seconds left to go.
Like I said, I think you were 100% right. Called Lawton Mack deciding to go ahead and put the ball in Rushing's hands, able to move it past the 50-yard line, probably trying to put themselves either in scoring position.
Going deep. This ball's underthrown. Intercepted by Walter Franklin. This could be dangerous. Walter Franklin on the return. Walter Franklin, a huge crackback, blocks it. He called for a penalty, as that is the new rule in football nowadays. Walter Franklin going to run to the far outside. It won't matter, as he's going to try to get a couple blocks in front of him. He'll take himself out of bounds at the 37-yard line. As, boy, that was a nasty, nasty crackback block. I hope the Highlanders okay. And, you know, in this day and age of football, Gordy, you just can't do that.
Just can't do it. It's just a dangerous play. Unfortunately, you know, I've been victim, you know, to some of these, you know, penalties like back in my day. And like I said before, it's just one of those rules that you really got to be weary, you know, and aware of where the player is and where your body position is when you're going in for these blocks. Otherwise, you can hurt somebody, you know, very badly.
No doubt. Yeah, and he's pretty shaken up down here on the sidelines.
Sometimes, you know, it feels like, you know, no pun intended, it feels like a Mack truck just hits you, you know, when you kind of catch some of these ear holes is what we call them. But like I said, good job by the, you know, defender to try to initiate that block. You just really have to go about it technique-wise differently.
Yeah. Kenyon Gabriel was the young man who got hit. He is on his feet.
Able to get up.
So that's good. That's a good sign. He was really hit hard, folks. That was a pretty scary play. Now, Gordy, again, when I played, you played, I mean, that was your coaches were, you know, attaboying you after that hit. But this day and age of football, and I'm not criticizing it.
Right.
This is for the better of the game.
Exactly.
Let's remember these are human beings playing the game of football that we love so much.
Right.
But, you know, the more we know about head injuries and things like that, that is something you have to call. And as a player, you have to have that in your head.
Definitely.
You can't go light a guy up. You just got to run in front of him, because all you got to do in that situation, you don't have to light him up.
No.
If you just put your hands on him and run in front of him, you're going to do the job.
Exactly.
You got to know that. It's not a dirty play by any
right.
means. Sometimes the game just gets carried away from you.
Exactly.
And that's what happens.
You just want to go hit somebody. But like you said, it just as far as technique goes, just put a body in front of them. Just, you know, use yourself as a block, you know, to kind of shield in a situation like that. That way you keep, you know, the return and any type of penalties, you know, on the ground.
So the score at the half is 28-28. And absolutely, a barn burner. It's a fun one tonight. It was 28-14 MacArthur, and Del City finds a way to tie it up going into the half. They start with the football in the second half. We are going to take a quick break. We have a halftime show. It's brought to you by Madison's Country Cooking. And remember, the key word this week is free Thanksgiving dinner, and that will get you 10% off all purchases. Located at 4747 Southeast 29th Street. They're in Del City between Sooner and Sunny Lane. Check out their Mediterranean menu, including gyros and kebabs. Also, they serve breakfast all day. And remember, Thanksgiving this coming week, they give a free Thanksgiving meal from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. That tells you what kind of owner they have over at Madison's Country Cooking. A good guy that cares about his city. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have a little bit of a halftime show for you. You're watching Eagle Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed, because your success is our success.
If you've lived in Oklahoma long enough, you'll know that we get extreme weather. With that extreme weather comes hail damage to your roof and an insurance claim. When that happens, there's not a better company to deal with on your insurance claim than Cantrell Roofing and Construction. Since 1987, Cantrell Roofing and Construction has proven to be the best in the business. And always remember, got hail? Call Cantrell.
Last year, 35% of all auto accident deaths were rollovers. If you've been in a wreck, don't hesitate to call us.
This is why you need our number in your phone. This could be you.
When you call our firm, you're going to get one of us, not some paralegal or office manager.
Most lawyers, they take more money than their clients. Most of the time, a lot more.
We don't, and we guarantee it. Have you ever seen an insurance commercial and ask yourself, are they really telling me the truth? Well, guess what? They're not.
Somebody runs a red light and you think all of a sudden their insurance company's going to be all neighborly about it? Insurance companies aren't in the business of saving you money. They're in the business of keeping your money.
So remember, save our number in your phone so when tragedy strikes, call Rob and Will.
At Tommy's Express Car Wash, we know how to love your ride. Try the Works Wash with our signature 14-step cleaning process, engineered to shine and shield your car from the elements. From breaking down dirt and bugs with our Detox Pre-Wash to restoring your vehicle's finish with our ceramic body wax. Give your car the best with our Top Wash. Then complete the clean with free vacuums and mat washers. Download our app and get your first 30 days of the works for free. Tommy's Express. Love your ride.
Last year, 35% of all auto accident deaths were rollovers.
This is why you need our number in your phone. This could be you.
Damage to your roof and an insurance claim. When that happens, there's not a better company to deal with on your insurance claim than Cantrell Roofing and Construction. Since 1987, Cantrell Roofing and Construction has proven to be the best in the business. And always remember, God hail, call Cantrell.
Download our free apps on Apple and Android devices. Plus, find us on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. Search Oklahoma Sports Network and watch from anywhere. Celebrating 10 years. We are the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
If you've lived in Oklahoma long enough, you'll know that we get extreme weather. With that extreme weather comes hail damage to your roof and an insurance claim. When that happens, there's not a better company to deal with on your insurance claim than Cantrell Roofing and Construction. Since 1987, Cantrell Roofing and Construction has proven to be the best in the business. And always remember, God hail, call Cantrell.
Last year, 35% of all auto accident deaths were rollovers. If you've been in a wreck, don't hesitate to call us.
This is why you need our number in your phone. This could be you.
When you call our firm, you're going to get one of us, not some paralegal or office manager.
Most lawyers, they take more money than their clients. Most of the time, a lot more.
We don't, and we guarantee it. Have you ever seen an insurance commercial and ask yourself, are they really telling me the truth? Well, guess what? They're not.
Somebody runs a red light and you think all of a sudden their insurance company's going to be all neighborly about it? Insurance companies aren't in the business of saving you money. They're in the business of keeping your money.
So remember, save our number in your phone so when tragedy strikes, call Rob and Will.
At Tommy's Express Car Wash, we know how to love your ride. Try the Works Wash with our signature 14-step cleaning process, engineered to shine and shield your car from the elements. From breaking down dirt and bugs with our Detox Pre-Wash to restoring your vehicle's finish with our ceramic body wax. Give your car the best with our Top Wash. Then complete the clean with free vacuums and mat washers. Download our app and get your first 30 days of the Works for free. Tommy's Express. Love your ride.
And we're back with you here on the Oklahoma Sports Network. 1.5 minutes on the clock. They'll usually always add that extra 3 minutes once that expires so the teams have time to warm up. Our halftime show tonight is going to be announcing some of the 5A scores around the rest of the playoffs, the final 8 teams. The halftime show tonight is brought to you by Madison's Country Cooking. And again, if you go in on Thanksgiving, you're going to get a free meal from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And if you go in anytime this week, all you got to do is use the keyword, just say free Thanksgiving meal. That's the code word, and that will get you 10% off all purchases. Their food is really good. I had a chili cheeseburger when I went in the other day. My son had breakfast. Both of us really enjoyed it. And I've heard from a couple other people that their catfish is really good. So you might check them out over at Madison's Country Cooking. Gordy, what do we got scores-wise around 5A?
All right, we'll start with our game that we got today, Colt. We got Dale City going against MacArthur, and we're out here on a great ball game. It's tied up 28-28. Bishop McGuinness at Claremore. Bishop McGuinness up 35-0. Newcastle at Pryor. Newcastle able to kind of squeeze by on this one, up 21-3 by surprise to Pryor. Carl Albert all over McAllister at home, 34-0, and that will be your 5A playoff scores for today.
Man, not a lot of close games going on. Ours is the big one. We kind of knew Bishop McGuinness would probably put it on Claremore. We thought for sure that Carl Albert would have their way with McAllister.
Right.
Little surprised by the Newcastle Pryor score. Not so much that Newcastle's winning. Newcastle is really good. They beat this Lawton MacArthur team pretty handily earlier in the year.
Exactly.
I think the surprise is that Pryor's only scored 3 points.
Right.
And
that's what's a surprise to me. We've seen, how dynamic their offense can be. But like you said before, we knew Newcastle does have a really good squad on their hands as well. So not really surprised about the score, just not able to put a lot of points on the board, by the Tigers. That score might kind of flip, here in the second half, and we'll kind of keep up with that, and we'll keep you guys up to date on that one as well. But back to what we're dealing with today on this 28-all score with Dale City and Lawton Mac.
Well, 2 minutes and 40 seconds is what they put on the clock. So the teams will start to warm up, get stretched a little bit. It's gotten chilly outside. We've seen some people out there kind of shivering a little bit. We're pretty lucky. We're in a pretty warm booth tonight.
Definitely.
But, it's gotten pretty chilly. It's football weather. Perfect weather for the second round of the playoffs. And this has been an exciting game, 28-28. Both teams scored a lot of points. There's been mistakes made. Dell City fumbled, and then Lawton MacArthur threw a big interception.
Right.
They were about to go up 2 scores early.
Definitely.
And through that interception, it gave Dell City life, kind of woke them up a little bit, and then they got things rolling. But even still, MacArthur got up 28-14, and I started to kind of get a feeling in my stomach like, oh, no.
This might get out of hand.
And then Dell City again with a huge response. Their defense with a stop, and they managed to score with 20 seconds left to go in the half, ties it up to 28-28. And what's more important about that is they start with the football in the second half. So Dell City right now with the momentum carrying over to start the second half.
God, like you said before, Cole, just really not really knowing to expect the way Dale City, came out, facing Lawton Mac being up 28-14 is one of those situations where anything can, make this game blow, just out of control and unmanageable and unreachable for Dale City, but able to kind of keep their head even keeled, able to, stick to business, tie this ball game back up, with some dynamic plays. And like you said before, turnovers on each side by both teams, just one of each. And it's, one of the things I really love about football the most is, games like this can balance themselves out according to turnovers, especially, defensive possessions that these guys have had as well. Like I said, just good job, by both teams, kind of keeping both teams at bay. It's not like, they don't have really good defenses on both sides of the ball. These guys are just really that good on offense. If Dale City can kind of buckle down and, stop some of these plays up the middle that they kind of gave up, to Princeton Salazar, they can really kind of get themselves in more control of this ball game. But like I said before, once they were down by 14, Dale City did a really great job of staying engaged, staying in this football game, able to tie it up. Now we start off with a brand new second half, able to kind of start off 0-0.
And our third quarter sponsor tonight is Bobby Lewis Insurance. Surprisingly great rates with 2 locations to serve you. One in Choctaw, 405-281-6700. And Dell City's location, you can reach them at 405-670-3665. As Dell City's return unit takes the field, all knotted up at 28.
We got a great crowd here tonight, folks. And then, like I said before, Lawton Mac doing a really good job. Fan base just keeping these guys engaged, keeping, crowd is just, like I said, really engaged.
No, it's
making a huge difference.
It's a smaller stadium here,
right,
but it's completely full. There are people in the end zone sitting with lawn chairs.
Yeah.
And it is packed over here. And, at the half, I walked around a little bit, talked to some people, and there's some nerves. Lawton MacArthur fans are a little nervous. This is a big year for them, Gordy, because you and I kind of talked off air. They've got a lot of seniors.
Right.
Their star players are seniors. Del City, mostly, other than Rickland Holmes and Nicholas Holmes, mostly a lot of sophomores and juniors.
Right.
So this is kind of Lawton MacArthur's chance
right.
to make a run here, and Del City's trying to spoil that with this young team. But it's been the guys like Caleb Blackwolf, Nicholas Holmes, Rickland Holmes, and Davion Simmons has stepped up, made some big plays.
Definitely.
And now it's going to come down to this second half. Del City starts with the ball. This is going to be a high kick. That's going to be received by Tavion Robinson. Robinson going to run to the far side of the field. Going to go to complete east and west. Now turn up north and south. He's got a big haul. Robinson past midfield. Stays on his feet to the 40. He's got speed to the 35-yard line. A great return to start the half by the sophomore, Tavion Robinson.
Great way to start this game off by Tavion Robinson. I mean, if you have anything in mind as far as how do I want to start off on this kickoff return, running across the field, able to kind of break on that outside, running, full speed ahead, unable to bring him down, getting past the half field mark. Great job and great carry by Tavion Simmons.
Remember that name, folks. Tavion Robinson.
Robinson.
You're all right. I didn't hear what you said. What'd you say?
I said Sims.
Oh, you're all right. I didn't even notice it. Tavion, now I'm going to say it. Robinson, remember that name. Handoff, Rickland Holmes up the middle. Holmes with a big head of steam, stays on his feet. 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Del City, their first lead of the night.
Just like that. That's what you need. Rickland Holmes doing his thing straight up the middle.
You could almost hear, if I dropped my pen, Gordy, everyone over here would look at me. It's quiet. Rickland Holmes has silenced the Lawton MacArthur crowd to start the second half.
Just unexpected. Almost untouched. Not quite. But Rickland Holmes just keeping that head up and keeping those legs moving. Able to move it down. And like I said, shots out again to Robinson with that carry to put Del City in perfect scoring position. Getting Rickland Holmes into that end zone to take the lead.
Castaneda's extra point is up and good. 35-28. Del City takes the lead quickly into the second half. We'll be right back on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed, because your success is our success.
We are back live on the Oklahoma Sports Network, and Del City's feeling pretty good about themselves. 3 unanswered scores, take the lead 35-28. This is a Del City Chamber of Commerce kickoff, the first of the second half by Rickland Holmes here. That touchdown by Rickland Holmes brought to you by Madison's Country Cooking. This is a high end-over-end kick that's going to be a reverse on the return. They want to try to get that to their return man. Del City does a pretty good job of covering the kick as the return will go to the 29-yard line. And, that's where you can tell, Gordy, that, Lawton MacArthur, because I've watched them play a lot. Quentin Mask has had a lot of big returns this season. He's a really good returner.
Right.
He has yet to get going returning the football, and a big reason for that on kickoffs is because Del City's getting down the field really fast.
Exactly.
So it shows you that Del City is more athletic than pretty much anybody MacArthur has played, other than maybe Newcastle. And so that speaks volumes right there.
That's true. Like you said, we see it every week. We know how much talent and how much depth the Del City does possess. And like you said, they just have so much speed on the field. When you have a good job, and you have good guys on the teams, especially, like Nash, you have a lot of speed with Lawton Mack as well. But Del City is really doing a good job of keeping these guys at bay.
Good tackle from behind by none other than the man that just scored a touchdown, Rickland Holmes. It's a pickup of 2, 2nd and 8. That stopped a big play because there was a hole if Rickland wasn't able to bring him down from behind. Hurry up offense by MacArthur. Claiborne 2 plays in a row, gets the carry. Del City stops him again. He backpedals his way forward. Man, he's like a pinball. Yeah. He just refuses to hit the ground. He gets the ball past the 35 to the 36. Another third down for MacArthur, and a big play. They've got to feel like there's some pressure on this one. Snaps it quickly. This is going to be a quarterback keep to the far side. Rickland Holmes chasing, couldn't get there. Good run. It's a first down. I did not think there was any way he was going to beat Rickland Holmes to the edge, but he did. Nice run by the quarterback, Lachlan.
Yeah, nice little keeper by Lachlan, able to get outside that defense and get to the sideline even quicker, stopping this clock. But Dale City's said their pursuit on this play, they're doing a really good job on the defensive line, but what they really got to do is kind of stop some of these pushes that the offensive line for Lawton Mack is able to get.
They've got Rickland Holmes in a three-point stance, and every time he lines up, they're going the opposite way. They go the opposite way of him here. Claiborne goes down to the 27-yard line. Nicholas Holmes, check that. Josiah Chester makes the tackle, a touchdown-saving tackle. You'll have to keep an eye on that. It seems like every play is going the opposite way of where Rickland Holmes is lined up. He's lined up on the defensive line in a three-point stance, the nearest side to you, watching at home. As I say that, they run it right up the middle. And Del City has trouble bringing Claiborne to the ground. It just blows my mind, and it's not just Del City. He's done it all year. There is nothing special. I mean, I'm looking at the young man. He's not big. He's not that fast. Doesn't look like he'd be that strong, but somehow people can't tackle him.
He's just so quick, Colt. So quick to hit that hole.
This ball was thrown over the middle, looking for rushing. Walter Franklin was on an island in man-to-man coverage, and he has to just grab on and commit the penalty. Saves a touchdown, but that'll move MacArthur half the distance to the goal from where they were. Another first down.
Just a little out of position for Walter Franklin on that one, doing everything that he could to kind of stay on top of rushing on that route. Just lost his footing just a little bit, and like you said, once he lost that footing, rushing down just a little bit and unable to do that, drawing that penalty. Number 21 in the ball game. Got to keep an eye on this guy.
We understand the camera is froze, folks. We're working on it, trying to get it figured out. Lawton MacArthur, handoff up the middle, should be back here with you now. This is going to be inside the one, into the end zone. Touchdown again, his fourth touchdown of the night. Princeton Salazar muscles his way into the end zone, and Lawton MacArthur with a huge response. Just as they felt their backs go against the wall, they respond with a big score, and they end the run for Del City.
That's one thing we know, Colt. When number 21 comes in this ball game, they're going to put the ball in this young man's hands. Del City not really doing a really good job of stopping this guy initially at the line of scrimmage, but they're really going to have to do everything that they can to kind of load up in the box and try to close up some of those gaps.
Good job by Blake Unruh there to catch that camera. Froze up on us there momentarily. We're back. Extra point is up. Extra point is good. We're back tied again at 35. What a ball game, folks. A barn burner. We'll be right back. 10 minutes left to go in the third quarter on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Last year, 35% of all auto accident deaths were rollovers. If you've been in a wreck, don't hesitate to call us.
This is why you need our number in your phone. This could be you.
When you call our firm, you're going to get one of us, not some paralegal or office manager.
Most lawyers, they take more money than their clients. Most of the time, a lot more.
We don't, and we guarantee it.
Back live with you here on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Lawton MacArthur set to kick off. They are lining up a little bit differently here on their kickoff. Let's see if they change things. They are not. Del City needs to be aware. Make sure they're watching out for it. They are. Coach Jones screaming, trying to get his guys to scoot up. Be ready for the football. Don't get caught off guard with an onside kick. Del City has been busted with that a couple times, as that's a fake kick. And now they'll just kick it away deep. Now Del City has to run and race back there to try to get it, and it'll go into the back of the end zone. Del City will get the touchback.
Definitely seen what they were thinking on that one, Colt. I mean, good job by the kicker to get that ball, in position, just not able to get that stop where he wanted to. Yeah, keeping it in bounds, though.
No doubt. No, you're right. That was actually a smart play from MacArthur. It's like they knew Del City would try to bite, and they did. Fortunate for the Eagles, it goes to the back of the end zone. Both these teams are looking for an edge in the special teams game. And so far, neither team has really had it. Both teams have played a pretty even game on the special teams unit. That could be the deciding factor in this ball game, is a big special teams play. We'll have to wait and see. Simmons out of the gun. Rickland Holmes behind him out of the pistol. Tried to get MacArthur to jump off sides. Almost worked. Did not. Play clock's at 12. 10 minutes left to go in the quarter.
Mac lined up in the 4-man.
Handoff Rickland Holmes. Rickland Holmes, another big hole, off and running. Rickland Holmes going to be tackled from behind, but he's still moving. Wow. Look at him go. Rickland Holmes carrying a tackle like he's Seabiscuit to the MacArthur 45-yard line.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, put somebody on this man's back for crying out loud and just let him rumble.
You would have thought you were watching a horse race at Remington Park.
And we know how much of an athlete number one is Rickland Holmes. I mean, besides, the rest of the Dell City offense being, so loaded, we know that this is the team leader right here in Rickland Holmes. And, I mean, just doing everything he can to move this, ball down the marker. And, I mean, just doing a great job carrying defenders all the way to the 45-yard line.
Dell City with 10 seconds on the play clock. Gets to the line of scrimmage. 9:15 to go in the quarter. Tied at 35. Simmons the snap. Hands off to Blackwolf. Blackwolf turns it upfield to the left side. Another big hole. Looking for a block from Walter Franklin. Franklin trying to rush down the field to get the block. He does. Into the end zone. Caleb Blackwolf again. Touchdown, Dell City. It's a sprint.
Light him up, young man. Light him up. Good job and great carry by Caleb Blackwolf. I mean, oh, goodness gracious. This is like a prize fight, back and forth.
This is unbelievable. Neither one of these teams defensively can make a play, but the offense is,
clicking.
The stars are shining bright.
Right? You got a 1-2 combination like Blackwolf and Holmes. I mean, you really can't ask for a better backfield than that. You just switch off with these guys, putting the ball in each one of these guys' hands, making a huge difference on this drive to tie this ball game and to go up for the lead.
That extra point, I think, was deflected. At least that's what the umpire said. Ball went through. It's good.
Yeah.
42-35. Back and forth we go on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Last year, 35% of all auto accident deaths were rolling.
This looks like you need our number in your phone. This could be you.
Welcome back to the Oklahoma Sports Network. The Dell City band getting after it over there, as you can see on your screen. Dell City set to kick it off. It's the Dell City Chamber of Commerce kickoff. That touchdown by Caleb Blackwolf. Prior to that, a big run from Rickland Holmes, both brought to you by Madison's Country Cooking. Go in tomorrow and use the keyword free Thanksgiving dinner, and you're going to get 10% off all purchases. Onside kick. Dell City is, they couldn't get on top of it. It went out of bounds.
Right now.
Draquan Wright was there. All he had to do was fall on it. Dell City, like I said earlier, both these teams looking for an edge in special teams. Dell City had it, and it slipped through their fingers.
Oh, man, perfect timing on this onside kick. And, I mean, just a great kick by the kicker as well. Just not executing it properly. We got a penalty on this play.
Well, they said that because the ball went out of bounds. I thought that was disregarded if somebody touched it.
I thought he may have touched it before it went in, but it must have rolled out just before he's able to get to it.
So, you might be right. Maybe he just didn't touch it. Wow, that makes it even more
Looks like he kind of lost his footing and kind of like dove just a little bit early, and that ball kind of rolled away from him.
Big break.
Almost perfect.
Big break. This ball is going to be a long pass. It is caught. Good tackle in the open field. Caden Johnson makes the tackle. Nicely done. But the ball does get out to the 50. It's a 5-yard gain. It's Josh Rushing on the catch.
Rushing with another reception, but like you say, great job by stopping by the defender.
Quick to the line of scrimmage. Handoff Claiborne. Claiborne up the middle. First down. Another tough, good run. Dell City, their offensive line. Gordy, you told me at the break, it just seems like they're standing straight up because they don't know which way the ball is going to go instead of just filling their gaps.
Right. They're doing a job. They're really trying to find. Like I said, Claiborne is so quick coming out of the backfield. He's hitting those holes hard, and we got a pass right here. Oh.
They're going to get a pass interference call on Walter Franklin.
Tough call right there. Tough call on that one. Really not really sure what Walter Franklin did wrong on that one. I got to kind of watch that replay. But looks like the receiver kind of more lost his footing. But there was a little bit of contact on there, so it looks like the referee decided to go ahead and throw that flag, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, watching the replay, he did kind of grab him. Maybe a little tic-tac. Looked worse than it probably really was. But it's a first down for MacArthur as they'll move the sticks again. Handoff goes to Claiborne. Claiborne follows a couple blockers. He takes it forward inside the 25-yard line to the 23-yard line. And Gordy, real quick, shout out. I got someone to check in. It's John Kilty, my broadcast partner for a long time, and he's watching from Wisconsin. And he tells us we're doing a great job, and we sure appreciate that, John, and we miss you.
Shout out to John. I definitely enjoyed listening to you last season.
There's going to be a throw to the far side. This ball's loose at the fumble. MacArthur gets back on it. They may have got away with a hold as well. The receiver looked like he had a pretty good grasp of the uniform, but it's going to be third down. That'll negate a couple yards. So it'll be third and about 5 or 6 for the Highlanders, another big play. You would imagine they have 2 plays to pick this up, although their kicker was kicking some from 40 yards. Going to be a handoff. Claiborne won't have to worry about that because he is up to the – they're going to mark him short. They're going to say his knee went down at the 21-yard line. It'll be 4th and 3.
This is a huge down right here. They're going to bring number 21, Nash, into the ball game. Sorry, Princeton Salazar, he's been doing damage all game. This is one that you really got to keep an eye on, number 21, and see if you can kind of close these gaps. Deciding to go with this pistol set.
Del City going to take a timeout here. That's their first of the half. 7:11 left to go in the third quarter. It's 42-35. Del City on top. Huge fourth down for the Highlanders. They'll be going for it when we come back on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
If you've lived in Oklahoma long enough, you'll know that we get extreme weather. With that extreme weather comes hail damage to your roof and an insurance claim. When that happens, there's not a better company to deal with on your insurance claim than Cantrell Roofing and Construction. Since 1987, Cantrell Roofing and Construction has proven to be the best in the business. And always remember, got hail? Call Cantrell.
Celebrating 10 years. We are the Oklahoma Sports Network.
We are back live on the Oklahoma Sports Network. A huge, and I mean huge, fourth down for the Highlanders, trailing by 7, 42-35. You heard me correctly. 7:11 left to go in the third quarter. MacArthur going to send 3 guys to the left side of the line of scrimmage. Going to be a handoff to Salazar. Salazar lowers the shoulder and comes close to the marker. He has enough for a first down. They'll move the sticks. A big physical run. Hard to believe that he is a freshman, but that is what it says. Del City is saying that they think it's short. No, it was not. First down.
Yeah, just a little bit past that first down marker. Able to kind of come away with that first down. We knew number 21 would be getting the rock on that one. You know, like I said, Del City did a really good job of stopping him the way that they did.
A little bit of confusion on the play for MacArthur, and they still ran the option and picked up a positive play of 3. Good move by Lachlan as he was able to fake out Rickland Holmes. You don't see that happen very often.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. Good stop by Devin Joseph on that one as well.
Want to welcome our new viewers here to this fun ball game. 2nd down and 7 for MacArthur. Claiborne gets the carry. He just finds a way to follow his offensive lineman. It's almost like a tush-push version on a run play every down. As he follows his lineman and then somehow finds a way to squeak free. Going to be another 3rd and 3. MacArthur's got 2 plays to pick this up as well. Playbook has to be wide open. They've not targeted Josh Rushing in a while. Man-to-man coverage on the near side. Let's see if they do so here. No, going to run the option to the left. Get it out to Claiborne. Claiborne escapes Black Wolf and gets inside the 10. Another first down for Claiborne. There is a marker on the play.
All right.
This might be a hold.
Something positive for Del City if they can get coming away with this penalty.
It's coming back.
All right.
It's going to be a hold. So it'll be 3rd and 13 or 14 for the Highlanders now. That's a big call.
Huge call right there. One thing, about Claiborne that I'm really impressed with, though, Colt, is this young man's feet work, his ability to kind of, start and stop, as far as timing goes, keeping himself behind the blocks, finding these markers. I said, this is a really good job by number 28 today.
Del City almost jumped off sides. MacArthur was trying to. Rickland Holmes did not jump into the neutral zone. Referee's looking right at it. We can't tell if he did or not. Play clock winding down here still 13 seconds. I thought I saw 3. Man in motion from right to left, 2 of them. This usually means a run play, and it is. Claiborne follows his blockers. Big gain as he gets free inside the 10-yard line. And my goodness, Gordy, I think he got the first down.
Right.
Really close.
Just another good job by number 28, staying behind those blockers, running as a patient runner, not trying to be too fast, and definitely not running too slow. But like I said, just great vision by this kid, able to stay behind these blockers and move the ball consistently down the football field.
I stand corrected. It's 4th and 1. Salazar into the backfield for MacArthur. That's a false start. They got it. The tight end on the left side jumped. It was the correct call. That'll be a 5-yard penalty. Makes it 4th and 6. Decision time here for MacArthur. Boy, Del City, it seems like, is the team that always is making the penalties. And tonight it's been MacArthur. They have committed the penalties that have been costly. And that one right there, one of the biggest ones of the night. 4th and 6 coming up for the Highlanders. They're keeping the offense on the field. Not that I'm surprised by that.
Yeah.
But they do have a good kicker. So that would be an option
if they wanted to. It is surprising when you have a kicker with such talent that Lawton Mack has, but, you have to put points on the board going against a high-powered offense. Like we said with Del City, it's just so loaded.
Yeah.
You got to do everything that you can to keep this score even.
Lawton MacArthur knows the magnitude of this play, so they decide to take a timeout. I think it's a good timeout. 5:23 left to go. 42-35, Del City on top. Huge 4th down and 6 for the Highlanders. And we come right back on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Have you ever seen an insurance commercial and ask yourself, are they really telling me the truth? Well, guess what? They're not.
Somebody runs a red light, and you think all of a sudden their insurance company's going to be all neighborly about it? Insurance companies aren't in the business of saving you money. They're in the business of keeping your money.
So remember, save our number in your phone so when tragedy strikes, call Rob and Will.
Download our free apps on Apple and Android devices. Plus, find us on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. Search Oklahoma Sports Network and watch from anywhere.
Back live on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Huge 4th down and 6. Lachlan out of the gun. Salazar in the backfield. Play action to him. Going to go to Rushing on the near side. Rushing comes back to the football, makes the catch, and he is tackled really close to the marker. Going to be enough for a 1st down for the Highlanders.
I thought they might have, done a really good job of stopping him before he got to that 1st down marker, but momentum able to shift him over, that line of scrimmage to get that 1st down.
Yeah, I think he got it. Watching the replay, he did.
Right.
1st down to the 8.
Just had a feeling that it would be going to number 2 on that play.
Now going to be a handoff to Salazar, looking for touchdown number 5, and he has touchdown number 5. Unbelievable. Is that 4 or 5? Is it 5? I think that's his 5th touchdown of the night. If that's the case, this game won't soon be forgotten by Princeton Salazar, who's had a heck of a game here tonight.
Just there's nothing doing. It's just really nothing that they can do to stop him. Once they kind of get in these short distances, they put number 21, they're letting Claiborne kind of do a carry of the load. But number 21 has just been doing his thing all night. Every time he touches the ball, something positive has happened for the Lawton Mack Highlanders.
Extra point up and good. Tied again at 42. 4:51 left to go in the 3rd quarter. We'll be right back on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
At Tommy's Express Car Wash, we know how to love your ride. Try the Works Wash with our signature 14-step cleaning process, engineered to shine and shield your car from the elements. From breaking down dirt and bugs with our Detox Pre-Wash to restoring your vehicle's finish with our ceramic body wax. Give your car the best with our Top Wash. Then complete the clean with free vacuums and mat washers. Download our app and get your first 30 days of the works for free. Tommy's Express. Love your ride.
And we're back live on the Oklahoma Sports Network. A beautiful night here in Lawton. And a really fun offensive football game tonight, 42-42. Lawton MacArthur having to earn everything they're getting right now, but they are earning it.
They're earning it.
Salazar's having a heck of a night.
I'm telling you, just a lot of these read runs, these read options, kind of keeping these guys offset once Claiborne comes in the game. But once they put number 21, Princeton Salazar, in the game, this guy's just using pure power, running up the middle, really doing everything that they can to kind of keep Del City off balance. But, just straight power. This guy, number 21, is, like I said, doing his thing. Lawton Mac's offense is just kind of clicking, right now. And we already know Del City is going to come back, with the fight that they had that possession before that. It's just going to be one of those things. We got a barn burner on our hands. So the defense is just going to have to do really anything that they can to get, a stop somehow out of each other.
I'll tell you what, that was a heck of a play by Draquan Wright to jump back and catch that ball.
Right.
Nobody else was wanting to catch it. Caught it over his shoulder off the fair catch. Big play. Again, both these teams looking for an edge as MacArthur jumps off sides. It'll be, I believe, yes. Should be offsides on MacArthur. It'll be 1st and 5. Gordy, there's somebody on the group chat that's talking highly of you, and he said, my boy Gordy is sounding like a 10-year vet. Let him know, Gordy. And I got to tell you, I agree with you.
Thanks, man.
Watching the improvement, it's been fun to watch you improve week to week. And, you and I both went to the same broadcasting school, and, it's not one of those things you just pick up after 10 years and are great at it right away. And you have ran with it, and you're doing a heck of a job.
Man.
I agree with Tank Dog 4800 on the YouTube chat.
Shouts out to Tank and shouts out to Casey Childs as well, my boy Lonnie Bellows, my boy Brian Carter, the Southern Glazers crew. But I really thank you guys a lot. I've learned so much from Colton Fleetwood, working with a pro and working with, one of the best guys that I've ever worked with. It's taught me a lot, and I'm still learning as we go on. It's just been a really fun thing to be able to watch Del City, firsthand and be a part of this. I watched Del City growing up. It's been an honor and a pleasure to be able to commentate on these games. And, for the audience, I'm just really trying to get better for you guys and trying to let you guys know what we see up here in the press box. And like I said, I'm having the time of my life and hope to keep this thing going.
It has been a lot of fun. First down off that last carry from Rickland Holmes. He's going to take it twice in a row. Another big game. Has the first down. Still running. Breaks a couple tacklers. Now he's going to try to show off his speed. It's a sprint, and he's tackled from behind. Down to the 10-yard line. Into the red zone go the Eagles. And as crazy as it sounds, the Eagles have not been in the red zone a lot because they've had so many explosive plays. But our red zone sponsor, Bail Bonds by Tamra. Have you missed the ball and paying a ticket? Call Bail Bonds by Tamra. 405-200. 5110, 15-plus years of serving the community.
Shouts out to Tamara as well. Lovely lady, lovely lady. But like I said, back to what we just witnessed, another strong carry by Rickland Holmes. And the number one thing I can think of, Cole, is just, tough. This guy, nobody really wants to get in front of him when he's rumbling like that. This guy gets those knees high, and he means when he's running, he means to cause some damage.
Del City goes in motion. I thought was going to get a false start called. Did not. Black Wolf going to cut all the way back to the opposite side of the field, and he's going to lose a lot of yardage on the play. Finally, a defensive play for MacArthur. It's, guess who? Josh Rushing who makes the tackle.
Just stuffed up a little bit. Nowhere to go for Black Wolf on that carry. Caleb Black Wolf has done such a good job of being able to break tackles and kind of move his way, and we see a lot of that with the Eagles, able to kind of move themselves to, to the edges and break some of these long runs, but unable to get one on that one. Sometimes you kind of want to go down. That way you don't put yourself, in a damning position. That way, you take yourselves out of scoring position. But that's one of those things that just comes with lessons learned.
Under 3 minutes to go in the quarter, tied at 42. Del City second and goal from the 14-yard line. Simmons with trips to the far side of the near side of the field. Del City going to take their second timeout. Boy, that's a big timeout. 2:50 left to go in the third. All tied. Second and goal for Del City. We'll be right back on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Have you ever seen an insurance commercial and asked yourself, are they really telling me the truth? Well, guess what? They're not.
Somebody runs a red light, and you think all of a sudden their insurance company's going to be all neighborly about it? Insurance companies aren't in the business of saving you money. They're in the business of keeping your money.
So remember, Save our number in your phone so when tragedy strikes,
Call Rob and Will.
We're back with you here on the Oklahoma Sports Network. 2nd and goal for the Eagles coming out of their second timeout of the ball game. They'll have one left with 2:50 left in the third quarter. Simmons claps his hands, takes the snap. He's looking to pass, throws over the middle. Chester caught it with the flag. Josiah Chester with his first touchdown catch of the night, and it was a big league catch. And the Eagles retake the lead with 2:45 to go in the third quarter.
Big league catch and big league throw. Simmons to Josiah Chester, one of the best receivers, in 5A football. And we talked about this, plenty of times. Josiah Chester, one of Coach Jones's favorite receivers, and favorite targets, of course, by both quarterbacks when they're in the football game. I mean, we talked about the crossing routes that are really going to help Dale City get an advantage. Using that speed to kind of cut across, with these slant routes, with these drag routes, that'll be their bread and butter. Using that speed and kind of catching these defensive backs off guard, anything that they can do to create space. Great job by the Dale City offense.
And let's not forget to mention that throw by Davion Simmons.
Oh, I'm telling you.
Could not have thrown it any better. Davion Simmons gets the start tonight, and he has been magic. One fumble that he did have, but other than that, young man has come to play. Extra point is good. Dale City 49. MacArthur 42 with 2:45 in the third quarter. An incredible offensive display from these two teams. We're going to keep it here. We'll not take a break. We'll stay with you here on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Gordy, this is, I don't know that I thought it would be this high scoring, but I'm not totally surprised because these two teams have both struggled defensively against electric offenses.
Right.
And, Lawton MacArthur had a game against Ponca City that was 60-57, and this game is very similar to that game that I watched then. I think Dale City is more athletic than Ponca City. It's really, again, which team can get the edge on special teams. Dale City tried an onside kick earlier.
Right.
They should have had it. They didn't. I don't think you do it here, but that being said, the penalty that was just called is assessed on the kickoff.
Right.
So you do have some options to work with. Now, before we go further, I need to tell you, this kickoff brought to you by the Dale City Chamber of Commerce. That touchdown catch from Davion Simmons to Josiah Chester brought to you by our good friend over at Madison's Country Cooking. A free Thanksgiving meal from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Thanksgiving Day. So make sure you go over there and see those good folks over at Madison's Country Cooking. Rickland Holmes set to kick it off. Kicking it off from the Highlander 45 because of the penalty. And he'll go ahead and just kick it deep, which will be a touchback. Interesting. I didn't think that's what Dale City would choose to do.
Right. Well, you put yourselves in a safer position, starting off on that 20-yard line, really not really sure what the Lawton Mac Highlanders are capable of on these returns. And I said, you kind of know how dangerous they can be. So I imagine the coaches knowing, what they're capable of as far as moving the ball past the midfield line. They want to try to keep this team, like we talked about, at bay and try to be as disciplined as possible, starting them off, as long as distance as possible, on that 20-yard line. So hopefully Dale City can do a really good job here of creating a stop or creating a turnover, because this could be what could change the whole dynamic of this football game.
Oh, yeah, it could come down to one stop. Oh, a huge hit there. Finally, they're able to put a big hit on Claiborne, but, man, the young man's tough. He just kept grinding away.
Still didn't bring him down.
Only a pickup of one. I think the tackle was made by Draquan Wright and Damu Oko. Oko's made a couple big tackles tonight. Defensively, there's not been a lot of them, as both these teams defensively have struggled. This is going to be play action. It's going to be man-to-man coverage. Nicholas Holmes misses the tackle. Cleaning it up from behind is Rickland Holmes, but it's going to be close to the first down and should be enough for the first down as they get that to Josh Rising.
There's one thing, Cole, and I'll tell, everybody out there listening and any of my defensive backs that are listening out there, one thing I have one of my great coaches, Coach Goff, and Coach Nichols tell me, when you dive in from plays, you got to keep that head up. Anytime like that, when you're kind of spearing and anything like that, let's see what this play call is.
There is a penalty, and MacArthur thinks it's on Dale City.
Let's see.
The quarterback, Lachlan, was looking over here to the sideline, indicating it was on Dale City. And it will be a face mask on Dale City. Boy, when they finally stop the run, they get a face mask.
Right. Just untimely. One of those drives where kind of shooting yourself in the foot. But, to this point, Dale City's done a really good job of not, garnering too many penalties, putting themselves, in position and beating themselves like they did, a couple of weeks ago. But nonetheless, this is, I said, one of these things that kind of catch them. Hopefully they can get a stop here.
Lachlan going to keep this on the quarterback play here to the near side. Lots of room and running to the 35-30. Caleb Blackwolf's able to track him down and knock him out of bounds. Blackwolf got his toe stepped on, it looked like, and he's pretty gimped up on the near sideline as that ball will be marked at the 21-yard line. I think Blackwolf's okay. At least we have to hope so, although he's wanting out of the game, so he may not be okay. He's going to have to stay in for this play. Back to pass. Lachlan under pressure from Andrews, and he's going to go out of bounds. Rickland Holmes is who chases him out of bounds, a pickup of 2. And Blackwolf finally goes down. That's what I was about to say, Gordy. When you're hurt, you got to go down.
Definitely.
If you stay on your feet, it allows the offense to continue to run the play.
Right. Got to take yourself out of the game in a situation like that, especially if you feel like that you can't go 100% because they're not going to stop the play, just due to that. What I was going to say before is Lachlan is doing a really good job on these read options. Coming out, he's waiting, on the defensive ends to kind of crash and deciding whether he wants to hold that ball or bootleg or not. But these last couple of plays, he's done a really good job of using these reads and getting positive yards on these gains. Dale City's just really got to kind of pace themselves and watch where that football is going. Like I said before, they're kind of just standing straight up and not really keeping a good eye on the rusher. They're actually just kind of watching these running backs coming out of the backfield and not actually watching the ball itself.
Yeah. No, you're right, and that has been the problem. You don't want to let, and this has been one of the first games this season where they're actually, Rickland Holmes and Caleb Blackwolf, they've actually been blocked.
Right.
And it's because of what you just said. It's because the offensive line is able to get to that second level because the Del City defensive front, it's like the misdirection, even though it's really not misdirection, when you run out of the pistol, you don't know if it's going to go left or right.
Exactly.
And that's what causes it. So Blackwolf is down in the end zone here. He's getting a drink of water, and they were stretching him out. So it might not have been that he was cleated. It might be a cramp. At least that's what that would be best case scenario.
Well, if I was running all over the field like Mr. Blackwolf, I'd probably have a couple of cramps myself.
I'm cramping up just watching it.
Right.
The Highlanders have a 2nd and 9, though, once he is able to regain his feet. Now, I am going to ask you a question, Gordy, and this is not the most ethical thing to do, but teams do it all the time. You have one timeout left. MacArthur is running a hurry-up offense. It's affecting Del City's defense. This is not what I'm saying Caleb's doing because it's not. Caleb wouldn't do that. But do you as a coach ever talk to your guys and say, hey, guys, let's go ahead and get down, give ourselves a break, we'll sub you out. That way we can slow the play down. You see colleges do it all the time. It's not ethical, but how do you stop it? Exactly.
And then you hear a lot of, boos from the crowd when you do stuff like that. But then you see it in the pros, you see it in college football quite a bit.
Yeah.
And I imagine there's a lot of high school football teams when they find themselves in that situation that use that same tactic as well. And like I said, I don't blame someone for trying to do it because it does. That's kind of the way. It's just kind of playing a game within itself, And that's like I said, sometimes you do have to take those drastic measures just to slow the offense down just a little bit.
All right, Blackwolf goes off the field. He is still limping. Boy, hopefully he can recover. This is going to be a pump, and Andrews coming on the pressure. He missed. Lachlan going to take off running up the middle. Gets this into a really positive play as he pushes his way down to the 13-yard line. I thought Del City was going to have their first sack of the night.
Almost had him dead to rights, I thought. But I think, he's just been so, elusive. Speaking about Lachlan, he's just been really elusive. And they're not really sure if this guy's going to take off run, if he's going to hit him with a quick, pass or not. So it seemed like they were a little bit on pins and needles, just not really able to pursue and get that sack.
And initially Del City got a great push.
Good stop on that one, though.
But again, the second effort gets the first down for Cleveland.
Oh,
my goodness. He's incredible at that. He's so small, it reminds me a little bit of the old running back that used to play for Kansas State, Darren Sproles. He will run so low to the ground.
Right, exactly.
Even more recently, Deuce Vaughn, they run so low, they kind of hide behind their offensive line. That's exactly what Claiborne does.
Definitely. That's where a lot of his success has lied today.
This time he's going to be
just right up the middle.
Taken down from his ankles by Rickland Holmes. Good tackle as well. And on the tackle to help stuff the hole is Brenton Allen. As he comes running off the field there. 2nd and 9 for Del City. For Lawton MacArthur.
Not sure who they subbed in for Allen on that one, Colt, but getting some fresh legs in there. Probably much needed break for Allen.
2nd and 9. This is going to be Salazar running to the right. Salazar's got a head of steam, and he can't be stopped. Another touchdown for Princeton Salazar. Unbelievable.
This is almost getting too easy.
And I actually think his mom is sitting right here in front of us, and she can't believe it. They won't soon forget this night, I can assure you.
Oh, no. Career night for this young man, and great job by him as well, and got to speak, very highly of him. But Dale City's able to stop this guy, and that's really what it's going to take, that effort. You got to really want to tackle somebody. You really got to want to bring someone down, and it's on everybody. Like I said before, football is a team sport. It's going to take effort. It's going to take hats on the ball. Like I said before, you got to want to hit him. You got to want to stop this young man, and I just don't really see that that's being done today.
We're going to keep it here, 49-49. We're going to keep it here because the quarter is going to end here shortly. We'll have to take a break then. 24 seconds left to go in the third quarter. And lots of points, boy. This has just not been a good defensive game for either team. Whether that's because the offenses are so good or the defenses have struggled, I don't know which one. But
maybe it's the weather. I don't know. I don't know.
That's right.
Maybe they're cold out there. Cold. I don't know.
I would say it's raining touchdowns, but it's really been hailing touchdowns because it's been a lot of physical runs
definitely
that have put these two teams into the end zone. And, again, both these teams are they've both been looking for an edge on special teams because that's maybe where it's going to come down to.
Right.
Neither team has been able to find it yet. There's been some close calls. But if you're Dell City's coaches and if you're Lawton MacArthur's coaches, I think every single time there's a kick, a punt, you got to be telling your guys, stay awake. You just saw what Georgia did to Texas.
No doubt.
It's happening everywhere. When you can find an edge in special teams, that's an absolute game changer.
It can take 1 second, Colton. You just, like I said, you hit it right on the head. Plays like that can change the momentum and shift, the play immediately. And this is, like I said, one of these situations and one of these ball games that every possession is detrimental. Every possession really matters. So Dale City's really going to have to do everything that they can to make sure that everything is positive.
There's a lot of signals going out by MacArthur, so this might be an onside kick the way they're lined up. Let's see. It is. Onside kick. It did not go far enough. I actually think the kicker whiffed. I think he whiffed on it. Dell City was
a little too fast on that one.
Boy, a couple of guys for Dell City on the front lines were still running backwards. A couple guys went up there and challenged it. So they will
get another chance to kick if they choose to do that. Just going to move them back a little bit more.
They actually are just going to say it was a false start, rather offsides. It's not called a false start.
I see.
Just offsides on the kick. So they crossed before he kicked the ball, which, that's something Lawton MacArthur might be just saying, hey, listen, we're just going to onside kick every time from here on out and see if we can't make a game change. They're making another signal. Be ready, Eagles. Here we go. This time they'll kick it. Robinson, the dangerous return man. He's had a couple big returns. There he goes again, off and running east and west. Now there's a hold that time. He'll take off running up to the 30. That's going to be a huge penalty because that will push them back to their own 20.
Just a really long way to run on a return.
Yeah, and that's why the running east and west is not necessarily a great thing. It can be if you guys are able to hold up, but it does make you more prone to having a hold.
Right.
As the referees are having a conversation here. Hang on a moment. Okay, nope, there it is. They were
about to say,
it was a blatant hold.
I
saw it.
For sure. Well, like you said, sometimes it'll work out for you when running across the field, and sometimes it just won't work, and that's just part of the game. Just making sure you have enough blocks, when you're able to do that. You can kind of catch them off guard, but there's really nothing going on that return.
First down, Eagles.
So now pressure starts to get on the offense a little bit. Even though they've been so good, it's like who's going to make the first mistake? The Eagles will back up to their own 20-yard line. 17 seconds left to go in the quarter. Simmons the snap, hands it off to Rickland Holmes, and he is cut down about a yard past the line of scrimmage, at least 2nd and 9, and I think that's the last play of the quarter, which has been a crazy quarter.
Crazy.
My heart is racing right now. That'll do it. 49-49 our score after 3. We'll go to the fourth quarter. Dell City will have it 2nd and 9 at their own 21-yard line when we come back on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
It'll be huge.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. and finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed, because your success is our success.
Download our free apps on Apple and Android devices. Plus, find us on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. Search Oklahoma Sports Network and watch from anywhere.
We're back with you on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Quarter number 4, all tied at 49. A lot of people tuning into our ball game tonight. Del City going to run trips to the far side. Simmons with Black Wolf in the backfield. Good to see Caleb back in the game. Bad snap. Throw over the middle. Great catch by Walter Franklin. It was a contested throw. Knew he was going to take the hit and made the catch. It's short of the first down, though. He catches it up to the 31, about a yard and a half shy of the first down. In fact, they'll say just a yard short.
Oh, man.
So Del City will have 2 plays to pick this up now, and you don't want to commit a penalty. That's got to be the biggest thing.
Got to be disciplined on this one. This is a huge third down, so they really have to convert it. But like I said, just great reception by Walter Franklin on that one. And just even, like I said, another good pass by Simmons as well. These guys have just, like I said, had a really good job of kind of communicating and
Black Wolf takes the direct snap, and he was hit behind the line of scrimmage. I think he's short. He is. It's going to be 4th down. Had he avoided that tackle, he was off to the races. But instead, a great tackle brings Caleb up short. Let's see if Del City sticks with the same play. Noise will be a factor on this play as the Lawton MacArthur side is getting after it here.
Definitely got to get some help from that offensive line on this carry.
A hard count from Black Wolf. Play clock down to 10. Looking to the sideline. Black Wolf loses the snap, goes behind him. Black Wolf in no man's land, and he's going to be tackled at his own 12-yard line. MacArthur going to take over in good field position to try to score and take the lead.
Bad snap on that play, just a play that you really love to have back, and just like I said, an unfortunate play call. Really would have loved to see the quarterback under center on that one and make it a little bit more simpler to kind of approach this line of scrimmage, but Del City going ahead and trusting, Black Wolf in the backfield to hike that ball. Just an unfortunate bad snap and just the wrong time, putting Lawton Mac right in position to score.
2 out of the last 3 plays were bad snaps.
Right.
Simmons was able to corral the first one, but it slowed up the play. He was still able to deliver to the throw to Walter Franklin. That one Caleb had no chance on, and it sets up the Highlanders in prime position to take the lead with 10:39 left to go in the 4th quarter.
Man, just not really a fan of that play call, Cole.
This is going to be a quarterback keep. Lachlan makes one man miss. Caden Johnson is able to make the tackle as it's going to be a pickup of 2 instead of a loss of 4. Draquan Wright is the one who missed the tackle in the backfield.
Lachlan able to make a few guys miss, and he's been doing a really good job of that this evening. Initially, the first tackle able to break through, almost every time. If Del City can do a really good, a better job of pursuit on this young man, they would probably be able to stop him for a little bit of yardage loss.
Claiborne takes this ball to the right. Running behind his big offensive line, and the pile is moving. That pile moved an additional 5 yards. It's going to be 1st and goal inside the 5 for the Highlanders with 10:23 left to go. It's the extra effort from the offensive line of the Highlanders. That's been the difference maker tonight. Their offensive line has played better than Del City's. It's not been by much, but it's definitely been a factor. And right now, the Highlanders trying to cap it off with another score as Rickland Holmes not going to allow it yet. That's going to be a loss of 2. Great tackle behind the line of scrimmage. Rickland is slow to get up. It'll be 2nd and goal back to the 5. Fans wanted a face mask. No call. It was the right call. I said that quietly. This time, Claiborne offset to the left. That means it's probably going to be an option, and it is. Lachlan goes down inside the 5, tried to stretch forward. I think he got maybe to the 2. So it'll be 3rd and goal from there. I'm a little surprised, Gordy, that Salazar's not in the game.
Me too. I was kind of watching them on the sidelines. Kind of imagine that they would kind of sub him in pretty quickly. I think they've had so much success, they just went ahead and decided to keep the backfield that they had already in the ball game.
Another hard count. Handoff up the middle. Almost untouched into the end zone for a Highlander touchdown, and they retake the lead. 9:09 left to go in the game. It's 55-49. Lawton MacArthur. Their extra point will make it a 7-point game, and their kicker has been automatic tonight. Del City's defense has just really struggled to stop the run tonight.
Right. We'll wait on this kick here.
It's pure. 7-point game. 56-49. 9:09 left to go in the fourth quarter. We'll go ahead and keep it here.
But we talked about it. Turnovers on downs, turnovers just in general. When you have a tight ball game like this, especially when you have a high-scoring affair like this, Colt, every possession matters, especially when you got it down in distance like that, and especially on 4th and short. You really got to do everything to make the best play call possible. That one's going to have been a call that'll kind of end up killing the momentum of the game for Del City, and hopefully they're able to recover from this one. But turning over on downs, especially on that side of the ball field, giving Lawton Mac, the ability, and the edge, to go ahead and march that in for a score, giving them the momentum in this ball game is just untimely and unfortunate. Hopefully Del City can, get back into the end zone, but it's going to really take everything that they can. And there's, like I said, only 9 minutes left in this football game, so every possession is going to be very detrimental.
Again, you have to watch for something here on special teams. MacArthur is giving a hand signal. They're lined up how they were when they tried that onside kick a moment ago. Del City's got to be down and ready for it. One thing about MacArthur, they do have a skilled kicker, as he will kick this one away high in the air. Going to be returnable again by Robinson. He's going to try to go east and west. Now stop and try to come back, and he's tackled from behind. Good tackle made by Braden McDonald. And Lawton MacArthur has the momentum.
There's nowhere to go for Robinson on that carry, but still good field position nonetheless. Del City should be able to make something out of this, but they're going to really have to have a sense of urgency and put themselves in the best position play call wise.
Now, one thing about it, Del City has not gone deep in a while. The safeties are playing shallow now for the Highlanders. Let's see if they take a shot. Simmons a hard count. Play clock is going to run out. That's going to be a delay of game, I believe. Although the referee's not calling it, that makes me think the clock was wrong. Must have been. Simmons takes the snap, hands it off. Rickland Holmes again. Rickland stays on his feet somehow. Still on his feet as he refuses to go down. It's a good pickup on first down to the 29-yard line. A pickup of 6. It'll be 2nd and 4.
Good tough run by Rickland Holmes. If only he can get some help out of that offensive line to help him kind of push this ball down the field. But like I said, nice tough run. Unable to bring him down all the way, but Rickland Holmes is going to take all that, to get this team in the end zone.
Del City taking their time getting these calls in, almost as if they want to try to run some clock down. 8.5 minutes left to go. Del City does only have one timeout left. Simmons going to go in the gun by himself. He's going to bring Holmes in motion. Blitz coming. He's got to throw it. Throws it over the middle. He had Walter Franklin, but he was not throwing it for Franklin. He actually was trying to throw a slant over the middle to Rickland Holmes, and it was overthrown. Had he been able, he didn't have time. There was no way, but he did have Walter Franklin breaking open, and he knew he had to throw it, just had to get rid of it quickly.
You're right, Cole. The Highlander defense just had those ears pinned back, and we had a nice quick rush on that one. Just no time for him to get that ball off. Like you said, maybe it had a couple open receivers, but had he had the time, maybe able to make that completion, but just no time at all, just with a quick release.
Del City, the way this game has gone, I think you've got 2 plays to pick this up with 8:14 left to go, trailing by 7, and a shootout, 56-49. Simmons the snap, back to pass. Another blitz coming. Simmons evades it at first. Now he's going to try to run right, and he's going to be taken down for a sack. That changes the mindset now. I think you have to go ahead and punt it. Blackwolf thought he was being grabbed. He was signaling to the referee that he was. Del City, it appears, will send the punt unit out. As the Highlander crowd smelling blood right now.
Right, no doubt. Blood in the water. They have all the momentum that they need. Put them in perfect field position, and they have a 7-point lead here. Del City, I'd said, just unfortunate. Play calling, just not balanced.
You've got to hurry up and kick this ball here if you're going to punt it. It's a long, high snap to Rickland Holmes. He corrals it. He kicks a high, spiraling punt that's going to be returnable. First one of the night for rushing, and a great tackle in open space by the sophomore Jamari Johnson. He's made a couple of good plays in special teams tonight. So MacArthur's offense has a chance to put this one away with 7:28 left to go, leading by 7. Del City's defense did make a couple stops in the first half, which got them back in the game when they trailed by 14. They need another stop now desperately. It would be their only stop of the second half if they're able to do so. But remember, the Eagles only have one timeout left. That is a factor with 7:28 left to go, the way
Huge.
MacArthur has been able to run the ball.
Time management will be everything.
Lachlan going to keep it running right. Tries to get the edge. He does. Gets around Blackwolf. Wow.
Again, another just good read by Lachlan. Being patient, watching these guys come off the edge, deciding whether he wants to hand that ball off or not. Able to kind of creep out, and then just like I said, he's been able to have some success doing this all evening. Del City has just really got to do a really good job of trying to read the quarterback, as he's coming out of the hike.
This might be the first time that Lawton MacArthur slows down a little bit offensively. Still going pretty fast, though, as this ball's going to be handed off, and a loss on that play, which will bring it to 3rd and 5, and it is a big one. They need to get the ball. It'll be 3rd and 4, rather. They need to get the ball to the 49. They mark it at the 45. You have to wonder what MacArthur's mindset will be if they don't pick this up. Do they have 2 plays to pick this up?
Right.
We'll have to wait and see.
They will sub in Princeton Salazar for Claiborne.
6.5 minutes to go in the game. Clock running. MacArthur taking their time on this play. Del City with a 4-man front defensively. Hands it off to Salazar. Lockhart keeps it and he's loose. Lockhart 40, 35-30. They won't catch him. Lockhart's going to take this one to the house and put MacArthur up 2 scores with 6 minutes and 10 seconds left to go. They sold out on Salazar and Lockhart made them pay.
Using that trickeration, that'll get you every time. Unfortunately, not really keeping a really good eye on the quarterback. All eyes on Salazar on that carry, and rightfully so, but Del City just not keeping a good eye on the quarterback. Able to break for that long run, putting him in a horrible position.
If we learned anything from last week against Booker T. Washington, it's not over till it's over.
That's the truth.
This sure feels like an explanation point for Lawton MacArthur, even though there's still 6 minutes to go. But the way these two teams have scored, if Del City's able to score quickly, they're back in it. Extra point is good. It's a 14-point ball game. MacArthur on top. 6 minutes and 10 seconds left to go. Del City's got to try to make some magic happen. We'll be right back. We're going to take a quick break on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Welcome back to the Oklahoma Sports Network. There's not a person sitting on this Lawton MacArthur side.
Stay off the field after the game.
So again, I have to watch out for special teams. That's not been the factor tonight.
Right.
It could have been. Del City had a chance. They tried an onside kick, and they were Well, they should have had it. Just let it slip through their fingertips. This is going to be a sky-high kick. Robinson calls for a fair catch. Boy, he didn't have many blockers in front of him, but he did have a step.
No.
But it's the safe play. So with 6:10 left to go in the game, Del City trails at 63-49.
And this is a game called that Del City, can maneuver themselves back into. And it's like I said before, they really just have to want it. It has to be effort by each individual. Each person on that field has to give 100%.
Yeah. They got to find a way to get in the end zone quickly here, though. I don't think it matters how fast you score, I guess. You just got to score.
You just got to score.
I think you have to kick an onside kick no matter what. Your defense has given up 63, and they've shown no life.
No doubt.
Of getting a stop here in the second half. Simmons the snap, going to hand it off to Rickland Holmes. Rickland Holmes running to the right side. He gets a good gain out past the 30 to the 37-yard line. Going to be just shy of the first down. We'll call it a gain of 8. It'll be 2nd and 2.
Nice positive play on that one. Just a simple handoff to Rickland Holmes, and this is, the things that really work to your advantage when you kind of take advantage of that. Lawton Macking, like we talked about it before, they haven't really done anything extravagant tonight. They've done, like I said, a lot of good reads, a lot of good plays by the coaching staff, putting these players in position. But like I said, nothing flashy, nothing extravagant, just simple handoffs and reads. Just as I said, a good job of pursuit by that offense. Del City has to do the same.
Rickland Holmes has the first down.
Another good carry by Holmes.
To the 40, call it the 44, no, the 43. I like that Del City is still continuing to run the football. That's where your bread and butter has came tonight.
Right.
Continuing to do so here with 5:20 left to go. But at some point, you do probably have to put this ball in the air.
You got to air it out. I think they've kind of wasted a few play calls on not being able to put that ball out.
Simmons takes the snap, back to pass. Blitz coming. He's got to throw it. He airs it out, man-to-man coverage. It's a jump ball. Sincere Overton makes the catch and escapes for a moment as he's taken down to the 19. A good tackle, a touchdown, saving tackle from Quentin Mask, but an even better catch from Josiah Chester. This game not over, folks, with 5 minutes left to go.
Definitely not over, and perfect timing, and even better catch by Josiah Chester. Good job by the quarterback getting that ball up in there, creating that one-on-one coverage, putting his receiver in the best position to kind of fight for himself, to kind of get those yards, something that you don't really get to see often, but you hit it on the head, Colt. Del City has to put this ball in the air, and they use it at the perfect time.
The fact that Del City only has one timeout makes you want to score a little bit quicker, but again, you have to try an onside kick at this point no matter what. Simmons with a man in motion, takes the snap, back to pass. Over the middle, man wide open, overthrown. Nicholas Holmes was breaking wide open into the end zone. Actually, there was multiple guys open. That's the first real miss of the second half by Davion.
I think Simmons just got a little bit excited in that pocket, but like you said, had a couple of receivers open if he would have had, a little bit of set there. But good play call by the offensive coordinator, able to put these guys in position. That's just something that's just really going to have to come back to.
Now Del City taking their time. They got to get a good play call in. 20 seconds on the play clock, so they have time. Rickland Holmes in the backfield with Simmons. This might be a run as Walter Franklin goes in motion from left to right. It's not. In fact, it's a pass. Flag is down. Man wide open, but he underthrows it. It's intercepted. We'll have to check the flag. If this play holds, that'll pretty much do it. The way the near line judge is acting, it's going to be on Del City because he's going down there to mark the ball. If this was on MacArthur, that wouldn't be the case. Let's see. No signal yet. Let's wait. Referees are going to talk about it. If there was really any kind of discussion, you would think that it would be on MacArthur, but nope. It is not. It's going to be on Del City. It's going to be a false start or an illegal formation, one of the two. Penalty will be declined, and that'll wrap things up. As Lawton MacArthur will try to just run the clock out now with 4:19 left to go, leading it 63-49. The Del City coaching staff wanting an explanation, but it wouldn't have mattered. The ball was intercepted anyway.
Right.
I will just tell you, folks, if you're watching from home, there has been plenty of times, the prior game in particular, where the officiating I felt was unbalanced, not in favor of Del City. The officiating was not the issue tonight. In fact, Del City benefited from some calls tonight. They just got beat. As Claiborne, who's had an unbelievable night rushing the football, picks up a gain of 2. Del City not going to use their last timeout yet. MacArthur will just continue to run some clock. Just under 4 minutes left to go. Still 25 seconds on the play clock, so they've got plenty of time to run here. This is a young Del City football team and a very experienced Lawton MacArthur team. I mean, this is the year for Lawton MacArthur to make a run, and Del City tried to spoil it. As this first down up to the 24-yard line.
Simple handoff and read. Good carry again by Claiborne. Lawton Mac just trying to do everything they can to trying to put this game to bed and protect the football down the stretch.
One more first down and they'll be able to kneel it.
But good show, great game and great football game and great pursuit, by both of these teams. Unfortunately, a lot of plays just didn't go Del City's ways, Sometimes you kind of got to simplify it for your team a little bit, and turnovers can be, like I said, very costly in big games like this.
Another good positive gain up to the 30-yard line. Another first down. They'll be able to start kneeling it. Gordy, one thing I got to give credit to is Lawton MacArthur, though they haven't had to be very creative tonight, their offensive play calling this season has been really good.
Right.
And they have made calls. Their offense is very well run. Their players have bought into the system, and they run it very, very well.
Exactly.
Tonight, they haven't really had to dig very deep. They've been able to just kind of run the ball up the middle and have their way. But that just little misdirections, just little things like running out of the pistol and sending guys in motion is just enough to throw this defense off of Del City. As this is going to be Salazar. Salazar running down the sideline 50. He's had an unbelievable night. He's still running as Caden Johnson will bring him down, and that'll do it. 2 minutes left to go.
Just having a game of a lifetime, for instance, Salazar. Doing everything they can to keep the ball out of Del City's hands, and they're not giving up. They're not laying down. They're just, like I said, just going through their playbook, running simplified plays. Just Del City's just having a hard time stopping this young man.
There is an Eagle down behind the play at the 35-yard line on a knee as he's being checked on by the training staff of Del City.
Remind the fans immediately after the game, please stay off the field.
I think that's Rickland Holmes.
Yeah, I think so. That's what I said. I was going to say. I think that's number 1.
It's tough to see, man. We've been calling him since he was a sophomore here, and Rickland has been an incredibly fun player to watch, and I will be a lifelong fan of Rickland Holmes.
No doubt.
Going to the next level to become a New Mexico Lobo. I'm so excited for him, and I've had the chance to talk to Rickland multiple times, and he's just such a polite young man. He's been very well raised. I know that I have heard from multiple people that he's got an incredibly good mom. His dad, a former Oklahoma State Cowboy. And he's got a bright future ahead. It's never easy to play your last high school football game or any sport for that matter, but he will be moving on to the next level.
Rickland Holmes, he's done everything he can tonight, trying to put this team on his back and doing everything he can on both sides of the ball, even, with his great kickoffs, doing anything that he can to help this Del City football team out. And like you say, just a pleasure to watch, number 1, all season, putting, the team on his back and doing everything that he can.
You need to call for those rides now. Tell him to hurry.
30 seconds on the play clock. The clock continuing to run. And at this point, like I said, you really can just kneel it down. I don't think Del City would take their last time out. There's no reason to. Also want to thank you, the listener, and the viewer. We've enjoyed having you all this season, and Gordy and I have really enjoyed ourselves. We've enjoyed, if you're a parent or a grandparent on the team, we've enjoyed being able to bring these games to you, and we sure appreciate you.
Right.
As this ball will be run up the middle for the nail in the coffin. Touchdown, Lawton MacArthur. Connor Claiborne Makes it 69-49. They'll be an extra point away from 70, which I just
a little bit more icing on the cake for Claiborne, having another career day himself, a huge playoff game by this young man, by both running backs, of course, and of course the quarterback, in Lachlan as well. These guys have just done a phenomenal job throughout the evening. Like you say, put in perfect position by this coaching staff. Great play calling as well, doing everything that they could to come out with success.
All right. Extra point is up and good, 70-49. With a minute 19 left to go, Del City will be eliminated in the second round of the playoffs this year. And challenging year for the Eagles. They started out so good, and tonight offensively they played well, but they've had some ups and downs really throughout. And again, they're a young football team, and this is an experienced Lawton MacArthur team. And
all right,
Del City has a lot to look forward to moving forward. But again, I want to go back to what I was saying. We have a lot of grandparents, aunts, uncles, different things like that tune into our games, and so we do appreciate you folks who do watch and listen, and we look forward to seeing you all next season as well. Lawton MacArthur is having a long meeting with their players here, I would assume, just telling them to be smart.
Yeah, be smart, be cool, be respectful of the other team, like you said, as a coach, and that's really, shots out to that coaching staff. Got to keep your team even keeled. Like I say, you got a game next week, of course. You want to make sure that they'll be fair, and congratulate the other team on a great football game and go out with some class. And like I said, shots out to those coaches to huddle those players up and let them know that.
Yeah, I don't like blaming coaches for this loss, folks. Getting a couple of those messages, and I don't like it at all. I don't think that the coaches can't go out there and tackle.
Right.
That was the difference in the game. Del City couldn't make tackles.
Right. It's effort. Sometimes you put your team in the best position that you can, but it takes execution and it takes effort, and it takes that 100% of the time. Like Cole said, you can't really go out there and play for these players. It really takes, everything by every man, and you really got to want it. There's nobody that's going to kind of pick up the slack for you. You can't look to your man next to you and assume that he's going to make that play or he's going to make that tackle. Everybody has to have the same mindset and come out with the same mentality of executing and coming out with the victory. And unfortunately, Del City wasn't able to come out the victor tonight, but I imagine that all these young men, did the best that they could, and we'll see once they go back and watch this film, how much they could have gotten out of and changed going into next year.
It's going to be a screen underneath, intercepted. Ball was picked off by Gunnar Tate. He's another senior for this Lawton MacArthur team, and what was bad got a little bit worse. But Simmons has had a nice night tonight. Davion, again, he stepped up and played really well, and so a lot of credit to him. He's thrown a couple picks here down the stretch. And now at this point, we're just both these teams are just ready for it to be over. I think Del City's ready to go ahead and wrap her up. And Lawton MacArthur's ready to celebrate. There will be no interview after the game as the kneel down will take place. There will be no interview after the game tonight, but we do have to announce a player of the game. And I think we got to give it to Davion Simmons, who played well tonight.
Right.
So he will be our Robert Kalsu Legacy Group player of the game. And the player of the game is brought to you by the Robert Kalsu Legacy Group, whose mission is to preserve and promote the incredible and inspiring story of Del City's Robert Kalsu, a true All-American hero. It'll take one more knee down before this game is over.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for both these teams. They play great football all year long. Thanks to all our players.
We'll just wait for this kneel down and we'll sign off. That's the knee. Lawton MacArthur 70, Del City 49 the final. Lawton MacArthur will advance to the semifinals to take on the Bishop McGuinness Fighting Irish, which should be a great game. It was a rematch from the district championship game between those two teams, and Lawton MacArthur won that game the last time, 35-21. Should be a good one. It will be on the Oklahoma Sports Network, I believe, as long as we are able to video it. Eric Sherem will have the call for Lawton MacArthur next week if you'd like to tune into that game.
Great job and congratulations to both teams. And good luck to the Lawton Mac Highlanders on this next round.
Yeah, absolutely. We're rooting for them.
This is our hill.
Newcastle and Carl Albert will be on the other side of the bracket. That should be a fun one as well.
No doubt.
Gordy, let's go ahead and log off. This has been a heck of a fun season. I've enjoyed it so much working with you.
Oh, you too, Cole.
I've enjoyed getting to work with Blake Unruh here, our student producer who's a junior, and I'm looking forward to watching Blake grow. Blake wants to become a broadcaster, and I have high hopes for him, and I'm looking forward to continuing to work with him moving forward. So, folks, thank you so much. It's been our privilege to call these games, whether it's your son, your nephew, your grandson, whatever the case may be. We appreciate you, and we'll look forward to next season. Gordy, any final thoughts from you?
Man, I just want to thank you, Colt, for, all your help. And, just like I said before, just such a great time working with you and the rest of the crew. Shouts out to Blake as well. Like I said, just a great, experience getting to watch Dale City football all season, watching some of these players. And I've been kind of, such a fan over the season of so many of these players. I've seen some of these players play Little League football and be able to watch them, on the highest level, here in high school football. It's just been such a treat. I said, unfortunate they weren't able to make it out to the end, but like I said before, we were able to witness a great football game, and like I said, we're able to do something that we love doing, able to bring these guys the football game, in the crowd. And like I said, just, thanks to all the YouTube viewers and all the other viewers, on Oklahoma Sports Network. Thank you for the Oklahoma Sports Network for giving, us the opportunity. And like I said, Cole, just had a really good fun, had a lot of fun this season, and really looking forward to the future.
Absolutely. Gordy, it was a privilege. I enjoyed working with you a lot, getting to know you. You've become a friend of mine, and I've enjoyed it. So, folks, until next year, we might see you for basketball season. Stay tuned for that. But good night, everybody, and enjoy your Thanksgiving and your holidays. Enjoy it with your family, and be good to each other. It's the right thing.